Oman acting as a mediator between the two nations.
Tensions remain high, with the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency warning Iran is dangerously close to developing an atomic weapon.
The United Kingdom's Supreme Court has issued a ruling defining a woman based on biological sex under the country's equalities law. The unanimous decision excludes transgender women from this legal definition. Trade tension between China and the United States are escalating following Beijing's decision to curb exports of rare earth elements. The move halts global shipments of these critical materials used in many modern technologies. Harvard University is facing a potential freeze of over $2 billion in federal funding following a standoff with the White House. The dispute centers on the university's refusal to meet administration demands.
The opinions expressed on this program are those of the host or guest and should not be interpreted as
blah. That same old crap every day.
Fact checking and corrections are encouraged.
Crap.
Can we get a cup of coffee in here, please?
Can we get some coffee here, please?
Damn good coffee and hot.
Got radio stuff.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
Oh, what the hell? What's going on here? See, somebody's pushing buttons, and I think it's that dopey Steven. He pops in and everything goes wrong. Don't touch my buttons, I'll fuck you up.
My dog is your mind's best friend.
God damn.
Wake up, America. You've got a dog that needs walking. That's right, sunshine. Just put on a big pot of strong coffee and get ready to type your little hate mail with your opinions about kumbaya and flat earth insanity. Stand-up comedy? You want stand-up comedy? Well, we've got sit-down comedy. It's time for Coffee with a Dog. You make me laugh.
Unless you push my button. You push my button, I'm gonna fuck you up. Dead and nothing to bring him back. There's nothing we could do. Nothing we could do about it. So, good morning, folks. It is Monday, April 21st, 2025. There's got to be some kind of biblical thing about the Pope dying. Oh, well, they didn't have a Pope in the Bible, right? But if they did have a Pope in the Bible, there would be something weird about the Pope dying on Easter. You know, resurrection, one guy comes back, the other guy goes away. I don't know. Is what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm overwhelmed by the lies and the bullshit. I just want it all to stop. Can we make it just stop? No, we can't. It's just going to continue. Funny enough. Well, funny. I don't know if you think it's funny. What do you think? It's funny? On Twitter, that was because I had nothing else to say in the moment. On Twitter today, trending, Antichrist and Satan. Could be, you know what, maybe J.D. Vance did something to the Pope. He looked okay. The Pope looked okay. Vance shows up and he's dead. He's dead, and there was nothing we could do about it. Nothing could bring him back. So, I don't know. I just feel like saying that nothing can bring him back. Of course, if you believe, then something could bring him back. But nothing can bring him back. Anyway, let me give you a little history of how we got to here. I don't think I've ever told this before. In the year 2018, and what kind of pompous ass would say that about a year? It's 2018. But I felt like being a pompous ass and saying in the year 2018. I got an email from a company called TV Startup. I don't know if you know this about yourself. Funny, I think Willie was working for a TV startup at the time. I don't know if you know this about yourself, but you could have your own TV network. Oh, that's interesting. What's the deal? Oh, it only costs $149. Well, I don't know if the email actually had that tone of voice on it. It only costs $149 a month, and you could have your own TV network. Well, what the fuck? A streaming TV network, of course, on Apple TV and Roku and Amazon Fire and all that crap. I think I got a lot of video content, and at the time I was producing a show, Being Lisa Polizzi, which was a local profile show of a female singer I had worked with and had worked with the 45s for a while, and she has a Janis Joplin tribute, and it was kind of behind the scenes of the band thing, and that was enough content on its own. But I started looking for local musicians and bands that had videos they wanted to promote, almost like an MTV thing. And then I got this genius idea, fucking idiot idea. But, MTV, when it started out, was pretty cool. I thought of music gear television, because if you know anything about musicians, they love to buy shit and they love to browse stuff, and they're always buying gear and stuff. And all the manufacturers put out tons of videos about their gears, their pedals, their guitars, their whatever, software, plugins, all that kind of stuff. So I thought, well, we could sell that stuff, do like a home shopping network just for musicians. And so I invested in TV startup. And before you know it, that $149 a month turned into about $6,000 a month. And I said, fuck this. I can't just take a new mortgage on my house just to have a fucking hobby. And the deal was they were supposed to help you get sponsorship and all this stuff. Never happened. But in the midst of all that, I said, you know what? I need more content. Why don't I do a podcast? And that's how this thing got started. Well, it wasn't Coffee with the Dog then. It was a nighttime program. I was doing that 7 days a week. And then the pandemic hit and, blah, 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 blah. And then this is how we got to here. But I'm thinking, because there was a piece of software that I bought that allowed you to bypass all that TV startup and do the Roku thing on your own. And then I looked at it. It was like such a fucking technical nightmare to set up, at least for me. It was work, and I didn't do it. And so it's just sitting there. But now, lately, I've been thinking about restarting it up and get us back on Roku. And then I got an email. Oh, he got an email, ladies and gentlemen. Should I tell you what the email said, or you just want to guess? Come on, I'll wait. Go ahead, guess. You're not going to guess. Fucking lazy ass people. Take a guess. All right, you don't want to guess. I'm not going to tell you. How about that? I'll leave it hanging, the mystery, this email that might change the way we do things around here. So for about 3 seconds yesterday, I had a little tinge of optimism, but then I smoked some weed and it went away. So there's that. Anyway, I think we'll move on. Shall we move on? One more time, I'll tell you, I didn't fucking do any commercials over the weekend. I got no fucking commercials to play for you except Mind Bloom and Daily High Club. And I know you're sick of them. I don't think one person is invested in Mind Bloom. I should get some Mind Bloom. Somebody order me some Mind Bloom. Today, before I get to the commercials, we have Big D Energy, a guy named Dan Schreiber, who's from Wantagh, New York. Apparently lives like right by the brokerage. I don't know if it's across the street from them. There's a gas station across the street from the brokerage. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he'll be here in an hour or two. In the meantime, we just got time to kill. Anyway, blah, blah.
Mind Bloom is helping people achieve life-changing clinical and personal breakthroughs, alchemizing both the psychedelic medication, psychiatric care from psychiatric clinicians, coaches, we call psychedelic guides, and a lot of content and meditations and programs into this really transformational experience that, because it's delivered at home, costs a lot less and is a lot more convenient for people to receive.
Dog. Oh, what the hell is this? See, now, ladies and gentlemen, in the room with me right now, I got to say this. of that cocksucking motherfucking dick face shithole, Stephen.
Oh my God! I just got here.
And my best friend of the last 37 years, T.D. Fenderson. Good morning, T.D.
Good morning, America. MindDogTV.
Why you bring this shithole button-pushing cocksucker motherfucker with you? I'm sorry.
Okay. Good morning, America. MindDogTV.com. Did you know the Pope died? That's right. He'll do anything not to have to buy me and my wife an anniversary gift. So he had to make it all about himself. Well, damn it. It's our day, not his. But now everybody's going to talk about the Pope died, and nobody's going to be sending us our well wishes today. And that's a damn shame because my wife has put up with me for 19 years. Well, actually, for 23. Well, as a wife for 19 years, give or take a few drugs.
Wow.
So happy anniversary to the love of my life, my beautiful wife, the lady behind me, not the black one, the white one. MindDog TV. Go to MindDogTV/merch and buy me something for my anniversary.
Fuck you. You got married on April 21st?
Yes.
Oh, I got married on April 20th, 40 years ago. Didn't last long. It only lasted 6 years, but so that was my anniversary, 420. But that was before 420 was a thing. Did you get the gift I sent you?
Yes, we did. You're the one that sent the storm that knocked down our trees. No,
that was me. That was me.
That was you. Oh, sorry. You
You
didn't have a car. You didn't know there wasn't a car attack.
Button pushing motherfucking cockface. That's what I did.
Well, I figured, after 20 some years of being married or whatever, you weren't getting blown anymore. So I figured I'd send a storm to do it for you.
Well, you'd be mistaken.
Okay, great.
Funny.
But don't tell my wife. No.
How'd the Pope die?
Fucking, I hope.
Oh, he died
painfully.
like this.
You think our news guy Al would know about this shit when he starts his newscast? That would probably be, I don't know, the headline. No, you think?
That'll be the headline on Wednesday.
So now Satan and Antichrist are trending. Does it have something to do with the Pope dying on Easter? I don't know why.
Did he die on Easter? I thought he died today.
I thought he died today too.
Well, today is Easter, sort of. Yesterday.
No.
What? No.
It's Easter Monday.
If Jesus would have been lazy and rose today instead of yesterday, it wouldn't have been a thing. Yeah.
It would have been a thing, just not a
4 days instead of 3. It doesn't ring the same.
Doesn't the school get off an extra day for Easter? No, like
I don't get off at schools.
Well, you never went to school because they don't have a school for dickhead, fuckface, shithole, fucking.
Oh my God! Why are you so mad at me? What did I do this time?
And that's why we're not on AM radio, folks.
I know.
You push this button.
I didn't push any buttons.
You did.
I'm not pushing anything.
Anyway, so you guys have a wonderful weekend, lovely Easter weekend, or no?
Well, I worked Saturday by myself.
Help wanted, shithole, motherfucking asshole, cocksucking, fucking prick face.
By yourself?
Button pusher.
Yeah.
You mean like by yourself, like there's no one else in the store with you, or by yourself as you didn't have a chaperone?
No, as in there was like no more training wheels and no more.
Okay, so you didn't have a chaperone. Okay.
Yeah. So worked Saturday, and then Sunday was just a day of hanging out with my brother and his wife, and then my lady friend came over for a little bit.
You don't have a brother. You lie about this stuff. You don't have a brother.
My buddy, my brother. I call him my brother.
Well, don't call him your brother because he's not your brother.
For all intents and purposes.
Brother calling motherfucker.
Oh my God.
I'm
gonna get that turned into a ringtone.
There's a rating thing. We're now going to be second in Latino hymns and first in calling people with disabilities cocksucker motherfuckers.
This Mike Benz dude. You know this Mike Benz dude?
No.
No.
But the diver?
Yeah.
Driver?
He should be. He gives me the Benz.
Okay.
Hey, Benz.
I see you
TV
saw what I
news.
was doing there.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You
Does Mike
sound congested. Is it your sinuses kicking in? Or you just happy to see me?
No, I'm just talking out of my ass. Is what happened.
Oh.
I just I don't know.
Hey guys, I
My
found
wife-
this book. I wanted to show it to you.
Oh my god! Can you read it? Is it a
Can.
pop up?
It's called "There Are Moms Way Worse Than You."
Huh.
Apparently, this was
what's
gotten
the-
for this was
I'm
gotten
not
for
a
a
very
friend of
good mom.
mine, and I guess I don't know if this book means like, hey, you're a shitty mom, but there's worse ones out there, or maybe you're not a bad mom, you're just not a good one. Check this out, but it seemed like a backhanded compliment.
We have Mother's Day gifts available in minddogtv.com/merch if you're
Way
so
better
inclined
ones.
to get your mother. Tie your mother down. Tie your mother down. I don't know the rest of the words.
Don't need you around.
Yeah. This Mike Benz dude is saying that every one of these protests and every one of these things, these rallies and whatnot, protesting the Antichrist or Trump,
We had a protest in town yesterday.
Are well funded and organized by radical intelligence groups trying to cause all the chaos. Elizabeth Croydon is the one who's actually organizing all this stuff, and she has no money.
No, she does not. That is true. She does not.
I also don't believe that she came out to Indiana to organize protests as well, because we had some here over the weekend.
Yeah, she did. She came out there too.
Yeah,
that's why she has no money. She traveled to 50 states and DC yesterday to make sure that every last one of those organizations got started off.
That's dedication.
Yeah, she hand painted the signs as well.
Right.
And she's artistic. Wow.
No, not autistic. No, she's
artistic. Artistic.
Artistic. Yeah.
So I'm very relieved and happy to see that the Reverend is catching some of my hate on my YouTube channel. It's a pleasure. Now, these people are obviously retarded. There's no other word for them. There's no other word for them because they think a 60-second short is supposed to give you an hour's worth of detail. And they can't. If you make a comment in a 60-second reel, they expect a full dissertation on the subject rather than go to the long version.
Well, the funny thing is they say they want a dissertation. They say that's what they want, but the truth of the matter is they don't, because if they got the full explanation, they'd realize how dumb, or they'd hear how dumb they were. They wouldn't realize it.
They would never know how dumb they are because you have
I'm saying they would hear it. They just wouldn't realize it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, so it's good to see him catching some of the hate for me, because otherwise I would be catching the hate. So it's
he's just happy that people are watching, paying attention. At least
I don't think they're paying.
And that's a computer generated short. Where did they see the shorts that I generate for him? I was going to do it yesterday, but I didn't feel like it.
The minute the program ends, you should hit the generate button, and then you can come back later and get the stuff.
I don't like. I like what I do better than I like what they do.
How you doing on views compared to what they do?
I don't know. I don't look.
You don't look.
Actually, it was about the same. Well, I didn't do any this week, but last week. It actually depends. It depends on the time of day I released it, because some of them did very well and some of them didn't get noticed.
Titles make all the difference, and thumbnails make the difference.
Yeah, well, I don't have any thumbnails. I trim them so that they don't because they get in the way. They get caught on stuff. Because I have this hellacious hangnail that grows in every so often, and it gets caught on fabric, and I can't stand it. So I have to trim my thumbnails. And my pinky nails, and my ring fingernails, and my index fingernails, and my
middle
finger.
I wonder why the Pope died and you didn't.
Because I didn't have bilateral pneumonia.
Did he have bilateral pneumonia?
Yeah, he had bilateral pneumonia.
Now, why didn't he give a little of that to J.D. Vance? That would have been nice.
He should have at least coughed on them.
I had a dream that I threw
I agree.
gasoline all on. Threw gasoline on Trump and then lit him on fire.
Oh my God.
That's not a dream. That's like a goal.
Well,
Yeah,
it
like, what?
it was wonderful to see how the Secret Service was not prepared to deal with something like that. Because they're looking for a shooter. Whatever they're looking
Yeah.
for. They're not looking for
I
a
dreamt
gas.
I dreamt I karate chopped him in the throat, right in the windpipe.
Can they arrest you for a dream? They can't. Well, they can arrest you for anything and ship you off to El Salvador.
That's true. That's true. What you're asking is, can your lawyer get you out for a dream?
No.
Because you can get arrested for anything now.
Well, and you can't get a lawyer. You can't get due process for shit. Due process doesn't exist anymore.
Nope.
Purely
so
optional. Here's what I was thinking. Now, when I was born back in the 1800s in America, I was a natural born citizen. The odds of me dying in an El Salvadorian concentration camp were pretty much null. They just didn't exist. But today it's kind of like even money.
There's a chance that it could happen.
Even money, not just a chance. It's a half a chance. So I would bet on it. If you go to mybookie.com today, I think you can bet on that. You can bet on anything. So
the only problem is, as far as odds go, because there's like 360 million people to choose from. Actually, the babies, you can't really. Oh, I guess you could snatch up a baby.
But how many of them just said on in public airwaves that he had a dream about lighting the president of the United States on fire and watching him melt?
That's 417,000.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Where did you get that data from? Is that on Wikipedia?
Oh, no. It's, as a matter of fact, there's a rolling count. If you go to burnthepresidentalive.com, they have a rolling count of the people who do that, have a dream about.
All right.
It
was a good dream. It actually made me wake up. Obviously, you could tell by the way I was so happy to see Steven this morning that it made me wake up in a good mood.
Yeah. I know that you were in a good mood. First, I thought you were just happy to see me. Yeah. I said, is that a good mood, or you just happy to see me?
Right.
Aw.
Cardinal Sarah is trending. Now, I'm assuming
she's next in line to be the Pope.
That's a last name, right? No, it's not a woman named Sarah. They couldn't have a female pope. Am I right? The Catholic Church is still.
Well, no, the Catholic Church wouldn't have a femle pope, but
they have cardinals though, don't they?
I don't think they have female cardinals. I don't think they have, unless there's a sect of Catholicism, like a Catholic light group in Africa or something, where they. Let me see. I'm going to Google it because there are different sects of Catholicism.
I mean,
there's no sex in Catholicism. There's no sex.
Oh, yeah, there is. Yeah,
there is.
Oh, you mean priests bringing young boys? That doesn't count as sex.
Then they can't be charged for it if it doesn't count.
Well, it's rape. It's not sex. There's a difference between sex. Don't you know the difference? Don't you? Will you go to lunch?
The difference is 45 years.
Will you go to lunch?
In prison. All right. Let me see.
What are you seeing? You're Googling sex in Catholic Church?
No. Female.
Come up with Steven's cock-sucking, motherfucking, button-pushing shithole face on your Google wiki. Your wiki hole. Your wiki dicky hole.
Didn't. How could you misspell that? Can't misspell that.
I gotta tell you, I'm mad. Can you tell I'm a little mad? I'm a little mad. Even though I woke up in a good mood, I'm a little mad at these fucking comedians. Here's the deal. There's a nickel in your pocket. With the calendar, he sent them to the calendar. One guy said, it says, booked it says on the name field. He just puts John. He puts an email address in the notes. Tell us a little bit of something about you to help prepare for your interview. Nothing. All these guys. Now most of them at least put first name and last name. This one guy this morning, just John. How the fuck? Oh, we're supposed to book a guy named John.
I wonder if it's John Bivens.
No, it's not John.
No, because he'd have written. No, he knows better.
Just tell me I mean, come on. So I wrote him a really nasty, like, who the fuck? Why do you even bother? Don't try to book again on this thing without giving me some fucking information. Jesus, you button pushing cockhole, fucking anal face, whatever.
So I had recorded some of the damage in my yard from the storm, but now I feel lame because I only lost like one tree, a huge tree, it was 65 foot tall, but my neighbor lost 8 trees.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 in the front yard and 4 in the back.
Do me a favor. Steven is now an 8 ball. Just rub him and ask a yes or no question and see what we get.
Okay.
Are you a shithole button pushing cock fuck?
I was gonna say, is the next Pope gonna be black?
Hard no. I hope not.
Yeah. So we have two
comedians. That's racist.
Well, yeah.
It's
John
not hatred,
says,
John. It's not hatred. It's just anger. I don't know. There's a thin line between love and hate, and there's also a thin line between anger and hate, right? Or maybe it's a big.
And there's also a thin line between "don't cross this line" and "I dare you to cross this line." There's a thin line, yeah.
So, but we have 2 guests booked on Friday. I think they're both comedians. Look at Steven playing with his fucking cameras like a little button pushing, cock sucking, fucking ass looking. But neither one of them gave me any information about. I mean, I had their names, but I think they're comedians. Well, look at the button pushing. Don't you want to just choke the living shit out of him?
Can you do it till I come?
I am trying to raise the quality of this broadcast to the point where we will get number 4 on civil contributions, to society, something like that. And I'm trying to I'm trying to uplift us, and you guys just keep dragging us into the gutter.
You guys?
Whoa! I haven't even said anything gross.
You didn't have to say anything. You showed up and you made him say those words.
That's right.
He wasn't talking like that.
You know what? You pushed
he was not talking like that before your face showed up.
Push my buttons.
I don't even know what I did to even start the hatred flow. I get it. I mean, I hate me too, but
I don't know either. Only thing I know is before your face showed up, he was calm, cool, and collected, kind of, and then your face shows up, and then he's like off the rails.
That's right.
There can only be one solution to that. One.
When did you guys start fucking? It's weird.
Here's what he did. He pushed this button like a fuckhole.
I didn't push any buttons.
Pushes that button.
Oh, which button was that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Imagine.
There are no people. Imagine there are no possessions and no religion too.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Yoko Ono song. Nice.
I got that old reference.
Imagine if you worked at a radio station. You're like an intern. You're just starting there, and they assign you the delay button for this program. And 5 minutes in, you're like, he said cockhole. I don't even know what cockhole means, but is that bleepable? And he's there with his book looking that up. Is that bleepable? What should I bleep? And before you know it, it's just like a warning tone. It just sounds like.
So that's the issue. It's not that we say the bad stuff. We just say stuff so crazy ridiculous they don't even know if it's bad or not to censor it.
No, that's not the problem. The problem is they just hold the button down so long that all the dogs out there are going. It's like
kind of like the later. It's like the later episodes of Jerry Springer.
To the program when you're also picking up the phone and dealing with the complaints in the neighborhood. What are they fucking? I don't know. Blah blah blah. You're not curious about my email that made me optimistic for 3 minutes, or 3 seconds yesterday.
Let's hear it. Let's do it.
No, I'm not telling you.
I thought you said you didn't want to jinx it.
Huh?
I thought you said you didn't want to jinx it.
I didn't want to jinx it. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just asking if you were curious about it.
No, I don't get curious about anything.
You're not curious about shit.
No. When you guys send stuff, I am more cautious than curious. Okay, I don't go, gee, I want to open that. I'm more like, I'll wait till they talk about it in public.
I get the exact opposite reaction. As soon as I see my message go off and it's the dog pound, I'm like, oh God, I can't wait to see what this is gonna fuck with my algorithm today.
Yeah. No, I'm like, no. Well, no.
So I got this another genius idea. I'm full of genius ideas. I don't know if you know this about me.
So you got stoned. So you're stoned, right? Because that's when most of your genius ideas come, is when you've had this epiphany, and by epiphany I mean epiphany, and by pipe I mean it's fully piped.
Pipe dream?
Pipephany. Yeah.
I did smoke too much weed.
Yeah, by pipe dream I mean he packed his pipe, smoked it, and then had a dream. Yeah. That kind of pipe dream.
I smoked too much weed yesterday, and this is not. It's supposed to be sativa. I purposely asked for sativa, but it feels like they snuck me in with a little indica, and that's not good for me, because then I just want to lay on the couch and look at the ceiling and see Jesus in the ceiling. What is Jesus doing in my ceiling?
Why do you have toast on your ceiling?
Why do you have dog asses on your ceiling?
Yeah, pancakes. Why do you got pancakes on your ceiling? Everybody knows. Everybody knows.
Jesus.
I don't know. I feel helpless and hopeless. I should go to a 12-step program for the whole thing. Where was
But you were so stoned you couldn't make it 12 steps. You made like 4 steps and fell over.
I've never made it 1 step.
This genius idea I have now. You ready for this? Are you sitting down, Stephen? Are you sitting down?
Yeah. Okay. I'm ready now.
All right. Busking. There you go. Do something like that. Busking.
Busking.
You don't know what busking is?
You call yourself black.
Wow.
No, I
and
don't
a musician.
Black. Other people call me black, and a few other things as well.
My bad. But look, I think that's a good idea, because especially if you live stream that shit. I follow a couple buskers on TikTok, and they're fun to watch.
I got a whole different level of busking in mind. With some live streaming, if I could possibly do it, or if not, just taping it to get content. A paint and song busk. Nobody does that, right? Where you just take my little portable easel out. I do a painting and paint like the beach or a park or whatever. I do painting live, and as I'm waiting for the paint to dry for different layers,
why don't you just say street performer?
Song and do a couple of the guitar, and do a couple of songs in between while waiting for stuff to dry with my little tip bucket, and paint and music busk. I don't think it's been done before. I think I'll be the first. I'll be a groundbreaker. And when I say
now, if you're doing it on a windy day and things start sticking to your canvas while it's trying to dry, does that count as part of the art?
I haven't considered that. That will be but it's a happy accident. Then
now,
you learn to work with whatever sticks to your canvas.
Are you gonna do you're just talking like the same kind of paintings you do here, right?
I don't know. I was gonna paint I'm dabbling with expanding my repertoire.
Children. What?
Huh?
What?
I said dabbling, not diddling.
Oh, okay.
I'm dabbling with expanding my repertoire, painting animals and stuff like that. I want to learn to do portraits. I've never done a human portrait before, but I want to learn that. It's really difficult. It's not.
I used to have. I used to do portraits, and I found it easier if the person had glasses, because I would always start with the glasses, and then I got good enough that I could start with the eyes. So
let's talk about good people, not shitty people. Sorry.
Okay, I thought we were talking about me, but okay, go ahead.
No, we weren't talking about.
Wait, I want to see your storm damage, GD.
Yeah.
It's not so. I mean, I've seen what my neighbors have had to go through. I don't know if I'm almost ashamed.
Podcast, a Hail Satan podcast. How about that? Oh, that's got to be fucked up. No, that should be I don't know. Just blow that up. Just blow it up. The Hail Satan podcast, or is this that? And I just didn't know. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe.
Is this why you got thrown out of the Lutheran church? Yeah. What? No.
Probably.
Cat got your mouth, or cat?
No,
cat
I
got
think.
your tongue, or Gigi
No.
got your dick. What happened?
Oh my god. It was the comedy. Probably could have also been a little bit of the couple times I refused to teach creationism.
Wait a minute. They found out you were a joke thief, and that was what they don't want thieves.
You could have taught creationism and just said it's a myth or a fable. I mean, when I was in elementary school, they taught creationism as well, but they taught it through the Norse gods, and they talked about the Norse gods, the Roman gods, the Greek gods, the African gods, the Hindu gods, so they talked about all of the creation things, and so and we drew the parallels, and that was in elementary school. We did that elementary school.
Luckily, I don't have to worry about any of that anymore. So
there was this post about Princeton University doing a mock-up of what Adam, speaking of creationism, might have looked like, and it looked like Vin Diesel. So I posted it and saying, "This makes me furious and fast." And a couple people like, "What? Why are you furious?" Because it's like, hello, it's a fucking joke. Vin Diesel, Fast and Furious. Hello, kind of lighten up. They want to argue religion with me. Like, why are you furious? I don't know if you know this, but you're a fucking idiot. But it's Adam did not look like Vin Diesel.
No, I doubt it.
Instead, Eve would be one fucking ugly bitch, right?
Probably.
Vin Diesel's rib.
Well, I can't imagine anything being made out of clay looking good, but I've seen a lot of claymation in my time.
Thank you for reminding me. I have a movie script I've been reading. It's kind of weird. Because Jake, the claymation guy, is doing a new movie.
Right.
Your pizza's gonna be late, and I play
the pizza guy.
I played the uncle of a guy who is trying to date a NASA. Steven, you would love this movie because it's about UFOs and aliens and all this stuff coming to a small town
near you,
and coming to a theater near you. And this woman who is supposedly hot, at least in the script, she's hot. We'll see how hot she is. My nephew, in the movie, I don't have a real nephew. Well, I do have a real nephew. Zach is my real nephew, and James is my real nephew. I take that back. I have two nephews. But
are they in the movie?
No, they're not in the movie. But the nephew in the movie is trying to score with her, and I keep fucking it up. So the part he wrote for me was an old boomer geezer who plays in a band. Sounds like me. But I don't play in a band anymore. I've given that up forever. I'm never going to play in a band again. I realize that.
You've been banned from playing, but go ahead.
I'm banned from the band. But so it seems based on me, but it seems like I'm a fucking cock blocker. This is Jake's impression of me, or what he thinks of me, honestly, because he wrote me in as a cock blocker, like a guy who is
that may not be. He may have thought of you. He may have said, "I have this idea for an old guy for a cock blocker," but then he's built a backstory for him. So he just says, "Matt has a backstory. He's an old guy. I'll use Matt's backstory."
The guy's a cock blocker, and Jake's.
That's what I'm saying. That in other words,
let me just say that Jake's first line to me when he asked me to read the script. I need more coffee. His first line when he asked me to read the script is, "I thought of you the whole time I was writing this part."
Okay.
So he obviously thinks I'm a cock blocker.
I disagree. I think that he doesn't know what he's talking about. And I'm telling you what he was thinking. He doesn't know what he was thinking. I'm telling you what he was thinking. He developed the character first as a cock blocker, but he wanted to build a backstory. He goes, Matt would make a good backstory, or good backsplash. At any rate, so he was using you as the backstory. And then he just attached it onto the cock blocker. And then the rest of the story, he goes, how would this cock blocker behave if he were Matt?
So am I a prima donna if I go back and say, "Can we take the cock blocking part out of it?" Yeah, I'm not.
No, you're not a prima
What's
donna.
my motivation for the cock blocking?
You're not a prima donna. You just be a really inconsiderate actor because he wrote the part for you.
Why don't you go play me? That's funny.
I guess I could. We're almost the same age. You're only like 10 years older than me, and I can be a terrible musician on cue. I can be a terrible musician on cue.
I don't think I ever
I
get.
love your words, Bobby, but I can be a bad musician on cue.
Shut the fuck up, you cock-faced dick fucking. I'm sorry.
All right.
I don't get to play any music with this band that I'm in this fucking movie though. That's like, at least let me have some fun here, no? And if I'm gonna be a cock blocker for this young beautiful girl, for this guy.
Now, is it because you want her for yourself, or you just don't want anybody to be happy?
No, I just like a dick, just like an awkward dick, and saying shit I shouldn't say. You know, that kind of cock blocking stuff. Oh, my doofy uncle just said something that got me. I was gonna get.
So it's not like the uncle is saying it on purpose. The uncle just has Tourette's and he can't help himself.
He's just an idiot and a dick, and just no. It's like Elon Musk. He's got no fucking self-awareness in situation.
That sounds like you. It sounds just like you, yeah.
It does sound a little bit like me, but
no, not a little bit, a lot.
No, it does a little bit, because the real me would be thinking, doing it on purpose, blocking cock for him, and so I could get the young girl. That's what the real me would be doing. At least 10 years ago.
And once you get her, what you gonna do? Have her watch you take a nap? Once you get her? Now that I got you, watch me take a nap.
10 years ago, not the me now. The me now would probably be like, nah, I got no energy for this. Who the fucking, I want to smoke weed and just take a nap. Fucking indigo.
So, because I was thinking you'd be like, now that I spent all this energy getting you, would you mind just watching me take a nap so I can recover? Because I can't really do anything now. I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm tired from wooing you. So. Too much work.
So this comedian that we're having on the second hour, Dan.
I haven't called him a comedian yet. I called him a comedian.
All right. Yes, right. Exactly. Imagine you put your resume out there, and the highlight of your comedy career is living across the street from a comedy club. Not like I performed at. It's like, or I've been on the stage at I drove past the comedy club. That's what I'm going to put on my resume. The Comedy Store. I once drove past it. Yeah, I actually.
Well, I was. Most of his videos seem to be from his comedy school. I don't know how long he was in comedy school, because it's.
Oh, you actually watched his video?
Yeah, I mean, I try to be open-minded. Yeah, I'm open-minded. I try to check these things out because my instinct says he's been doing comedy a year. Why is he on this fucking show? But if he had like a background in entertainment, and so he had something to bring, had like a running start. So when he got to comedy, it was just a matter of applying skills he had learned in other fields of entertainment. He could be better, but no, he's exactly what I think of a one-year comedian, if that. Yeah, 1 year, because apparently he started maybe a year ago, April. So 1 year in.
How do you know this? You read things?
I read things, yeah, but also his thing, his
Did I cut and paste things?
His comedy YouTube channel was started in April of 2024, I think, if I read that right. If I read that correctly. And if I didn't, then he's even worse than I thought.
Actually, I did cut and paste Dan Schreiber from Wantagh, New York, as a stand-up comedian since April 2024. That's where you got that from, because I cut and pasted it.
But I also was looking at the dates on when he posted stuff on YouTube.
All right. We're getting a lot of these. And I don't know.
He has a dance video. It's a montage. Here's a montage of him dancing and sword fighting and tumbling, and
it seems like a lot of people have been doing comedy for a year or less.
Well, at one point I did comedy for a year or less. At one point, but that was like over 10 years ago.
And how many of them won't be doing comedy 3 months from now, 6 months from now? They'll be back to, I don't know, Apple Store or if he phones Verizon, whatever he pushing button. Hey, I don't know. You push a button on an iPhone, and then button pushing motherfuckers is what they'll be, right? Google notification. What's this? Oh no, what's going on?
I think you've exceeded your use of the word cocksucker.
Yeah, you probably hit the limit.
Yeah, because they have a community standard.
Oh yeah, all right, fine. Fuck you.
That was dumb. It was so funny though.
I know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Well, now you brought a little video with you. From your new movie. You brought a clip from your new movie.
He was gonna complain.
Yeah, but there's no sound. I have to kind of like narrate it.
All
right.
You want to play the clip now? Does it need it? Wait, does it need a setup? Oh, I guess not.
Okay. All right.
There's sound.
Well, yeah, there's birds, but not me talking. I was going to narrate this live, so to speak. Okay, I came out my back door. Okay, what's this? This is Saturday night. We had like all of our phones in our neighborhood went off, and we had like a warning, a storm warning. It was like 15 minutes. You're going to have a storm going through, winds of up to like 80 miles an hour. I'm sorry, the storm itself was moving at 80 miles an hour, but the winds on the ground was like 60 to 70 miles an hour. So, and I think the storm got ahead of the wind, and the wind was just trying to catch up to it. So I came out my back door, and I turned right. Now this stuff here is very close to this does not blow over usually. I mean, I've had 60 mile an hour winds hit, and none of this stuff is ever blown over. That's our cat house. That's our heated cat house for the stray cats.
I don't know if you know what a cat house is.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is our brothel. This is our brothel in the backyard, but it's heated. You see that black line there? Oh, I'm using my cursor. Like you can see my cursor. You can't see my cursor. That black line attached is actually the electric line that keeps that feeds the feeding pad, the heating pad. That green tarpy thing is my shed underneath my shed where I keep like rock salt, concrete, stuff like that.
For the people on the radio, you got about another 20 seconds to come. And
yeah. Okay. So that's my cat house there. Now, I thought I cut that out. Okay, I really thought I cut this part out. I think I may have uploaded the wrong video because I thought I cut this out.
Ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't even know. He doesn't even know what movie he did.
I don't. This is. Oh my! I uploaded the wrong one. I am so sorry.
What a shithole! You must be like a Stephen Ortiz shithole fuckface cocksucker.
Well, let me show you this. Right. Okay. All my recycle, that's the top of my recycle can, which is on the other side of the house 50 feet away. All my trash, all my recycle. See that table there? That table.
I see golf balls. I don't see nothing but golf balls.
Oh, there's no golf balls. Well, let me get this out of here because this is the wrong one. I cut out all the empty space. I did. I thought I cut out all the empty space.
So I apologize for all you people who are terribly disappointed by what you thought was going to be a clip from the new movie starring G.D. Fenderson called. But
I do want to show. I'm sorry. I do want to show you the tree. My tree that it's my 65-foot pine tree is down. It just snapped like a twig.
Did you say palm tree or pine tree?
Pine tree, 65-foot pine tree. And I have to cut it all up and get rid of it.
Wow. So that's a windfall because the tree fell because of the wind. It's a windfall.
Yes. But if I got a wind, but my neighbor, like I said, had 8 trees wind felled. So
what's going on in the world? What's going on?
It's like I said, it was pretty wicked storm. But our table was on our deck. And the wind snatched our glass table, and it cleared. I mean, just snatched it, and it cleared the railing because there's no damage to the rail. and our rail is like new, like only a couple months old. So there's like no scars, no scrapes on it. So we would have noticed it. And it threw it out 100 feet into my yard, and didn't roll it. I mean, just picked it up and bang, 100 feet.
Right. Let me just poll the audience here. How many people give a fuck? If you give a fuck, I'm talking to the audience. You're not the audience.
Oh,
you're not the audience.
Yeah.
Neither one of you are.
We did the same thing.
I'm talking about in the chat rooms on the different. Anybody over there on that? No, there are people over there on this stuff. No, why? Why are you there?
Slaptail says fucks given.
NFG. What is
no fucks given?
NFG?
Oh, thank goodness! I thought that N was for something else.
See, how do you? Is there a key to deciphering these acronyms?
No, I could be wrong, but I'm fairly confident that's what that would mean in this context.
I think the N. Well, never mind.
It could be N words, F words, and G words.
And forgot the D. Yeah.
Yeah.
NFGD. Right. That's
or N words, F words, and gays.
See, I don't know. Stephen is correct.
Yeah, no fucks given.
First time, write that down. Stephen has been correct about something.
Now I was watching a video, and the guy just throws in BTS. He was talking about what was it? Oh, it was like one of the movies, like the Superman movie or something. And he says BTS, and he just kept on going. Like everybody knows what the fuck a BTS is.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. At least that's I figured it out, But it's like, look, okay, why just say behind the scenes? That's all. It doesn't take that much longer to say it. He's pretending to be cool or hip or something. Like I know what that means, Because the problem is, if you want people to stay interested in what you're doing, and you throw in shit that part of your audience does not know what it is, they're gonna stop thinking about what you're doing and try to figure out what you just said. Okay, that's a tip to you young comedians. Don't be so fucking hip, okay? Just play it out there so that everybody can get your material.
Welcome to Boomer Corner, the only corner that you can get.
That is not a boomer thing.
No,
not a boomer thing. Boomers actually.
It felt like a very boomer rant, though.
No, I see Ron is saying that over there, and with his tongue up Steven's ass. It's Mr. Tongue and Steven's cocksucking ass, fucking button pushing piece of shit, motherfuckers.
No, it's one thing.
What is the acronym for that? It's C.
The acronym is STEVEN.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
Boomers actually like the acronyms, except for GD. Most boomers.
No. I don't give a shit whether or not people use acronyms. I'm talking about if you're doing entertainment, if you're doing a video, you're doing a comedy set, or writing a book. Okay. If you are trying to keep people's attention, the last thing you want to do is lose their attention because they have to start wondering what the fuck you're talking about.
I'm sorry, you lost my attention. I couldn't remember what the fuck you're talking about.
If you say, let's say you go behind the scenes, or if you were writing a book, it might be writing a term paper. Be like, might say behind the scenes, and in parentheses put BTS, so that from now on they know that when you use BTS, what it means. You introduce it. You don't just assume that everybody knows. That's all. That's all I'm saying. It's different if you're talking. If the three of us was talking, like we would actually listen to each other. But if the three of us were talking, and there's an acronym that we use, just the three of us.
Steven, text me when he's done talking.
Yeah, like that. Something like that. So if you had something that's short for text me when he's done talking, and we all know what you're talking about. But people out there may not know what that stands for. That's all I'm saying.
Is that what you're saying?
That's all I'm saying. Don't be so fucking. Don't try to be hip. Try to be inclusive. You fucking moron.
Square. It's square to be hip. Another boomer lash out. You remember what the doctor said about getting agitated? FDAU.
I don't know what that one means.
FDAU. Fuck Doc Nearest ass Underwood. I don't know what FDAU means. Forgot what I was going to say now because dementia doesn't have a attention span of about 0.8 seconds. And I even with myself, I can't keep attention on my own thoughts here. Force face down, ass up. Oh, thank you. See, it seems like we've made a love match, a love connection between Mr. Beavers and Mr. Tongue in your beaver. They're speaking the same language. Face down, ass up.
Mr. Tongue's beaver experience.
Well, see, I wouldn't know about that because I don't assume that position. I've had other people assume that position for me, and I don't call it that. I just call it convenient. See, I don't even see. I don't have all these acronyms. I don't go like, no. I see a woman like that. I'll go like, oh, FDAU. I go, no. I just say that's convenient. That's it. Okay, and we both know what I'm talking about. She doesn't have to guess and ruin the mood. She doesn't have to dry up while she figures out what FDAU means.
No, imagine if they still had duck and cover, how Stephen would be in his glory hole. I'm in glory. Duck and cover, the kids get. Stephen, you know what duck and cover is?
No.
You don't. No. Duck and cover when GD and I were children.
Yes.
They used to say, okay, children, duck and cover, and they'd turn out the lights, and you would get under your desk, ass up, face down. And then the Lutheran teacher like you would come over and fuck us in the ass.
Oh, my God.
They turn the lights back on and say,
that's
okay.
Why I went to a black school. We didn't do that at the black school.
The drill's over.
No, because when we got under the
they had a turtle. They had a turtle singing, duck and cover, duck and cover. You're going to get your ass fucked, motherfucker.
We didn't have that. We didn't have that. We didn't have a singing mascot. And at least, we just had, we ducked under the desk and stuff. But that's it. Are you looking for the singing turtle mascot, duck and cover?
Yeah, I want to see the duck and cover film. Can I get the video for it? I'm probably going to get a copyright strike. That's 1951, Bert the Turtle. Nice.
Whoa!
Hold on a second.
So that was around for a while. If that came out in 1951, and you were still seeing that in school, which you probably started school in, what, 63, 64?
Yeah.
You guys were born.
I think they stopped it after like third grade or something. They kind of figured out this is kind of old shit.
That just up there, up north or something, because I never saw those things. When we did our duck and cover drills, it was just a teacher yelling, the siren would go off and we duck and cover. That's it.
It's good because you couldn't afford them. You were black.
Oh my God.
No, we probably, Okay, Bert the Turtle.
Is there music here? Where's Bert?
Oh, no. That's not Bert the Turtle.
There was a turtle by the name of Bert.
No. Okay, how about, remember this? Jizzle, jazzle, drazzle, drum. Time for this one to come home.
That TD's the monkey in the tree.
That's racist.
Duck and cover. He did what we all must learn to do. You and you and you and you. Duck.
I don't know.
Be sure and remember what Bert the Turtle just did, friends, because every one of us must remember to do the same thing. That's what this film is all about. Duck and cover. This is an official civil defense film produced in cooperation with the Federal Civil Defense Administration and in consultation with the Safety Commission of the National Education.
Fuck you. What the hell is that?
Okay, now, see, Tudor Turtle. That he looks a lot like Tudor Turtle.
Yeah, it does. But you try to teach kids this is what you're supposed to do. What? When somebody puts a firecracker near your fucking head on a fishing pole hanging from a tree, when a monkey in a tree puts a firecracker on a fishing pole near your head, you should get into your shell. That's what kids are supposed to take away from that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is that's Tudor Turtle.
You hung up on the turtle. It could be anybody's turtle. It could even be a tortoise. It could be Timmy Tortoise.
This is how Myrtle the turtle survived the tornadoes, was ducking and covering.
The turtle would squirt his defense all over you. What is that one?
Turtle, Mr. Wizard, I got another favor to ask.
Come in, my boy. Hey, Pluto Turtle.
See, that's gonna get us a copyright strike.
No, I'm just saying that's if you didn't get a copyright strike from that other thing, you shouldn't give that because
Department of Defense, I think we're allowed to use that Department of Defense stuff because Pete Hegseth gets a royalty check every time we do that.
Why? Because he played the part.
You gonna play the news?
Just curious because that's the first time you've seen Duck and Cover, right?
Yes.
What is it all about? Can you tell me what it's all about from what you gathered from that little Department of Defense thing?
I mean, out of context, I would have no fucking clue. You told me it was about ducking and covering. If I connect that to the time frame, I would imagine they're trying to teach kids when you hear the sirens, duck and cover or whatever, right?
It was about atomic bombs.
Yeah.
Firecrackers.
Yeah, but that was a tree that got struck by lightning, right? That's a.
Yeah, out of context though, like if you would have showed me that and said, okay, like zero context, I'd have no fucking clue.
You wonder why boomers are so fucking confused. We grew up watching fucking monkeys get lightning strikes from hanging firecrackers in trees.
Yeah, look, you're confused by our acronyms, and you guys are trying to teach kids to survive nukes with turtles and firecrackers.
No. First of all, it's not you guys because I did not produce that movie, and I never referenced that movie ever. Because I didn't see that show. I never referenced it. So don't be you guysing us. Don't be you guysing me. Don't be doing it. No.
You want to call him a cockface, shithole, motherfucking button pusher?
No, that's too many words. I'll just call him Steven. It's the same thing.
Same thing.
Disrespectful.
We should go to news. But before I go to news, I just want to, because while we're on this subject, the idea, first of all, in the classroom, they had blinds, right? You had to close the blinds. Like, that's going to fucking stop an atomic bomb. And turn off the lights while you get on the...
No, Matt. That doesn't stop a direct hit. It stops the radiation. Don't you know anything about blinds?
Blinds stop the radiation? Now, what about the lights? Why do you have to turn the lights off? I think this is...
Because then once you get in the habit, because...
And fuck you in the ass while you...
When the lights are on, they can see the lights. The planes can see the lights and they have a target. So you turn the lights off.
It's too late by the time they drop the bomb to turn off the lights. It's already dropped.
No, but some bombs are guided. They're guided bombs. They head toward the light. As soon as it's like, didn't you watch How I Learned to Stop Fearing the Bomb and How I Learned to Learn to Love the Bomb? Dr. Strangelove.
Stevie, do you know what he's talking about? What movie?
Dr. Strangelove.
At
the very end, when what's his name? Slim Pickens is on the bomb and they drop him out the plane. The last thing you hear him yell is "Go toward the light." And that's because if the lights are on, that's where the bomb goes. If you turn the lights off, the bomb has nowhere to go. It just floats in the air because there's no light down there to go toward.
I'm more confused than ever. And
just if people don't know what I'm talking about, just go to Dr. Strangelove, cut to the end when Slim Pickens is being dropped with the bomb. You know what I'm talking about.
He's riding the bomb. Isn't he riding the bomb?
Right. He's riding the bomb because they drop it and he yells, "Go toward the light." And the bomb, people turn off the lights and the bomb just floats there because he doesn't have a target.
I think you totally made Steven retarded. Look at him. He's so confused now.
I have no idea what's happening.
You need to watch Dr. Strangelove. It all makes sense. It'll all make sense. And also, Peter Sellers played 7 roles in that movie. He played 7 parts in that movie. Peter Sellers. Yeah, I think it was 7. I have to Google it, but it was more than 2. Peter Sellers and Dr. Strangelove, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right then.
Trade tension between China and the United States are escalating following Beijing's decision to curb exports of rare earth elements. The move halts global shipments of these critical materials used in many modern technologies.
This action disrupts global supply chains and adds friction to the ongoing trade disputes between the two economic powers. China has also appointed a new trade negotiator amidst the conflict. Kyle Norris reporting,
The United Kingdom's Supreme Court has issued a ruling defining a woman based on biological sex sex under the country's equalities law. The unanimous decision excludes transgender women from this legal definition.
This ruling follows a long legal battle initiated by the Campaign Group for Women Scotland against the Scottish Government. The court stressed the decision is not a victory for one side, and protections against discrimination for transgender people remain in place under the law. Benjamin Wright reporting.
The recent round of nuclear talks between the United States and Iran took place in Rome. Italy is hosting the negotiations, with Oman acting as a mediator between the two nations.
Tensions remain high, with the head of the International Atomic Energy Agency warning Iran is dangerously close to developing an atomic weapon. The UN watchdog chief is reportedly heading to Tehran amid these concerns. Both sides are seeking a resolution as discussions continue in the Italian capital. Jim Kender reporting.
Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell indicated the central bank can afford to wait before making any moves on interest rates. His comments come amid ongoing trade disputes, particularly the tariff battle with China.
Powell stated that President Trump's tariff policies are likely to increase inflation within the United States. He also warned these tariffs could potentially lead to an economic slowdown. His remarks suggest the Fed will carefully monitor the economic impacts of trade policy before adjusting interest rates. Kevin Sanders reporting.
The Trump administration is moving to potentially impose new tariffs on imported medicines and semiconductors, citing national security concerns. A probe has also been ordered into critical minerals and rare earth metals, which could lead to further import duties.
These actions follow existing tariff policies, which have prompted California to file a lawsuit against the federal government. The state argues the president lacks the authority to enact such economically impactful tariffs. Lawrence Keller reporting.
Harvard University is facing a potential freeze of over $2 billion in federal funding following a standoff with the White House. The dispute centers on the university's refusal to meet administration demands regarding measures to address anti-Semitism on campus.
President Trump has strongly criticized the institution, calling it a joke and stating it should not receive federal funds. Both sides appear resolute, setting up a potential clash over government power and institutional independence. This conflict has become a focal point in the administration's broader critique of elite universities. Jessica Oakley reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
I didn't get any of it. Here's what I could come back. Harvard University is no Trump University. You can't be held to that kind of standard. So that's all I got out of that. What was the rest of that shit about? It's like, inflation, mutation, completion, phonation, and
oral
fixation. Yeah. What did that button pushing cocksucker fucking asshole say?
Oral fixation.
Oh. This news. Give me now. Iran. Iran. That's how you say it, right? Or do you say Iran? You say Iran? Like Iran tongue, Mr. Tongue, Ron Kane, Iran Kane.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say it. I thought it was Iran. Iran. I ran to Iran. Now, so they get the bomb. What's the big deal? They're going to use it? Because, anybody who uses it, you're going to get their ass kicked, right, by the rest of the world.
Probably.
Or am I wrong? I mean, you'd have to have one that would blow up the entire United States, not to expect that if you use it, you're going to get your ass blown off.
That's assuming we don't have any nuke subs anywhere that aren't here that can't retaliate. Like, it's probably a bad move to use one on any country that has them, because you're just.
Why does anybody want one if it can't be used? Like,
I don't know.
We got this cool weapon, but we can never use it.
It's never really made sense to me. Like, everybody wants one, but nobody wants to use one or wants anyone else to use one. So why have them?
Would you like to play a game? Oh, look, we're doing what was that stupid Matthew Broderick movie? War Games, right? War Games.
Yeah.
Would you like to play a game? Why does the computer sound like a little fucking bastard you just want to slap around? When you like to play a game. Why didn't it make it sound manly like me? Want to play a game? Or like Steven with kids in the school, like
make up your mind, man. You want it to sound manly or like you? I mean, which is it? You can't do both.
Fuck you in the ass while Steven watches.
Oh.
Steven would not just watch, believe me. You know what I'm saying?
What?
Speaking of big D's.
I'm so not a cuck.
You would not?
No.
What's with those fucking cucky glasses you're wearing all of a sudden?
I was getting a headache.
I know what it is. He said he likes to paint portraits and start with the glasses for some fucking weird reason. That's a weird kink, by the way.
I told you that in confidence.
No, he said that, and then now you put your glasses on because you want to impress GD. Dan Schreiber, also known as the D-Man, he's been in comedy since April of last year, so it's like a whole year. And apparently, it was by the brokerage. Are you impressed?
No.
Why? Don't you want to live by the brokerage?
Yeah.
No, I'd rather be sitting on the dock of the bay.
It's brokerage is not far from the dock of the bay. Not far at all. How
San
far?
Francisco?
Oh, different bay.
Yeah, that's a different bay.
That's not what Otis Redding was talking about. He wasn't talking about the San Francisco Bay.
Which bay was he talking about?
Tampa Bay.
Bay of Pigs.
Left his home in Georgia. He went what like 1,000? Not even 1,000.
Thank God, because my mother thought he was talking about Old Bay.
There we go. See, we need to have something to play for every time GD mentions his mom. We need something.
Every time. When was the last time I mentioned my mom? You mentioned my
4
mom
seconds ago.
More recently. Other than that, you mentioned my mom before that.
Did I say no mothers on this?
Yeah, you did.
No
yeah,
mothers.
You did.
Did I?
Yes, I was talking about music. And he goes, "Is all of your songs exclusively about your mom?"
I don't know if you know this.
And I said,
Steven.
"No, your mom."
I'm not sure if you know this about Steven, but he's a button-pushing, cocksucking, motherfucking asshole. Shows up.
You know what? It's fine. I have no problem being the generic Jackie.
I forgot pedophile homewrecker joke.
Oh my god.
Right. So Dan Schreiber is from Wantagh, New York. And you guys can't even pronounce Wantagh. You'd probably say Wantagh.
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 No, I'm there. No, I wouldn't.
I'm trying to introduce our guest. Have a little,
then do it.
Polite, a little courtesy. Dan Schreiber is from Wantagh, or as GD would say, Wantagh, New York. He's a stand-up comedian since April of 2024 that goes by the stage name The D-Man. The D-Man, which he probably got from the I-Man. I don't know if you know this about me, but I was a big fan of the I-Man.
You see, now I thought it was D-Mon, but
he lives down the street, not across the street.
That's how we say it in Jamaica. We go D-Mon. D-Mon.
I'm trying to introduce our guest. Would you have a little courtesy and politeness here?
No.
All right.
Do I look like a courtesy shuttle to
He
you?
lives down the street from the legendary comedy club called The Broker. I don't know how legendary it is. Say hello to the D-Man. Hello, D-Man.
Good morning, my dog, GD and Steven. Nice to be on.
Now, the dock of the bay. You're from Wantagh, New York. Now they're not far from the dock of the bay. Wantagh.
Yeah, that's
so it's not
that's how to pronounce it. Yeah, it's Wantagh. That's how to pronounce it.
How far are you from the dock of the bay?
What town is it in?
The bay? The bay is in every town. It's on the south shore of Long Island.
So the closest bay I live by is Jones Beach. I live like 5 minutes away from Jones Beach.
Have you performed at the brokerage?
Yes, I have.
Wow, that's very good. Now, did you go to Rich Walker's Comedy University?
Yes, I have.
Oh, very cool.
I was part of Rich Walker and Peter Bale's school of last year from November into December, and I performed last year, the last day of the show on December 17th.
Wow, I was supposed to go and tape that.
The last day of the school was December 17th.
Wow.
Also, my last official school I did this year, back March 27th last month. I also did their school, and they started up for the first time. If you heard of Mike Keegan and Richie Byrne.
Oh yeah, Mike, I know. Richie Byrne, is that who you said? Oh yeah, I know both of them.
Yeah,
Right, cool.
I was guessing that. Yeah,
I was supposed to go and tape these stand-up comedy sessions last year. If something happened, the dates got screwed up or something. But this would be a good BTS, just for GD's appreciation there, behind the scenes type of content. Tell us about that experience of stand-up comedy. Was that did you go in raw? Did you do comedy ever before going to that stand-up university?
So I did the first school, and that was early last year, from February into April, and it was the school I went to, and I just learned the basics. And I with the last day,
What are the basics?
Yeah, what are the basics? We don't know what the basics are. Basic.
yeah, it's just like
Chick-
with the school, I learning the basics of stand-up comedy.
Yeah, what are the basics of stand-up comedy?
Yeah, we don't know what are the basics.
Like,
I don't know.
you learn about how to do stuff with stand-up comedy, like set up, punchline, tag. If you see what I'm saying.
I know about skin tags. I'm in my 60s, so yeah, I know all about tags. I got
That's
one on
not
my
an
neck.
age thing.
I
I'm
got
34 and I have them on my neck.
No,
Oh yeah.
that's and a lot of definitions having to do with stand-up comedy.
Wow.
Now, having done that,
I just learned the basics, but definitely taking stand-up last year from with Rich Walker and Peter Bales. I first started out early last year as a storyteller comic, but then I needed a lot of fixing, and Rich Walker, Peter Bales School, Stand Up U is great. You shout out to them. And they thought it found best if I was um a one punchline stand-up comic. And when I took my last official school, Richie Byrne and Mike Keegan, they agreed too. So it's going great.
now my question is, but since you thought of yourself as a storyteller, do you still feel that you're a storyteller, or did you succumb to pressure and change what you? In other words, did you really want to be a storyteller? Is that your nature, and you just succumbed because people who knew better said better? Or did you think, well, maybe I'm not a storyteller, maybe I'm, I'm just curious.
If you want to beat the shit out of him, that's fine.
If you want to beat the shit out of me now, wait till later. You really want to beat the shit out of me, because I got some really tough questions. I got some really tough questions now after that.
Would you like?
I wouldn't say it's succumb to pressure. It's just back early last year. So I started with the first comedy school early last year in February, and the last day of the school of early last year was April, and that's when I officially started stand-up comedy, because the last day of the school is the show. Oh, and man, it was the most people I performed in front of. 270 people at Governor's in Levittown, sold out in the main room.
Wow.
Yeah, but they weren't there for you per se. They were there because of the class last day.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, because I did it.
They were there for the showcase as an audience. They weren't there to attend the class.
I was so nervous, but you just stay confident, and I performed great. And
how many people were on the bill? How many comedians performed that?
With the main room of Governors, it's the most people that could be in the room is 270 people.
No, how many on stage?
How many comedians performed?
Bunch, including me, 16 people, including me.
Wow. And was there a headliner as well?
Oh yeah, and there were some guest comedians too. Yeah, I forgot their names. That was a while ago.
That's a lot on a show, man. As an audience member, I don't know. That's a lot of people to sit through, even if they only.
How many minutes are they doing?
They're probably doing 3 to 5 minutes each.
I believe I had to meet between like 6 to 7 minutes.
Now that is a lot of fucking people.
Yeah,
that is because the open mic that I go to, I used to go to. Well, you'd have like 20 people, but each person only got 4 minutes.
Right.
Light at 3.
Yeah.
So that was still 2 hours.
Here. Did the host come up between every friggin' comedian? Like, did Rich or Peter Bales come up, or did it just go from comedian to comedian?
With that second school I did, it was much less, and there was some guest comedians they had come on. So I had like 5 other classmates that performed. Yeah, definitely much shorter than the first school. And I forgot the guest comedians that they had.
But the first one with all the comedians,
Oh,
when the host
I
came
remember.
up,
Yeah,
when the host
continuous. Yeah, getting back to your question. Your question, GD. So I find myself best as one punchline stand-up comic rather than a storyteller. And continue, GD, with your question.
No, Matt had asked you about between the comedians when you had the 16 comedians. What was the host coming up between comedians and introducing them and just move it along, or was he trying to do a joke or something? Well, I'm just curious. Well, he was curious.
I would say a few of them were like in between, but yeah, that's a lot of people.
Now,
were there any cuck facial hair Amish boys in the crowd that night, or we just have the only one you've ever met, which is Stephen Ortiz, the cocksucker, motherfucking button pushing asshole? I'm sorry. He's just here for the abuse. I figured I owe him a
It's
little.
okay. I don't think so. And
now
plus, there's a lot of people there, and you just like when you're performing, you look around all directions at the audience, and I couldn't really tell. Who knows? Maybe.
now, how of the people that you started off with did you start off with 16 people in the class and finish with 16, or is it possible to flunk out of? Yeah, is it possible that people either drop out or flunk out of comedy school?
Imagine that, having comedy school dropout on your resume.
It was actually 18. It started actually with 18, including me, and 2 dropped out. One dropped out. Maybe they dropped out because I believe they were just nervous and couldn't perform. That can happen.
People,
what
it
a
doesn't happen to
pussy.
me. It doesn't happen to me. Yeah,
I'm just curious. Does somebody keep track of them and see what happened? Did they kill themselves, or are they now billionaires?
I don't think it was that.
No, they joined Toastmasters. After they joined Toastmasters instead.
Well, a surprising amount of pastors. We have one book, another pastor turned comedian booked. I think it's this week. It might be early next week, but there's a lot of those. So you talk about Toastmasters. That used to be the thing where people went to learn how to give a keynote speech and then got into comedy. Now it's a lot of people leaving the church to go do yucks in front of people. So Dan, your life before April 20 of last year, April 2024. What was your profession, and what do you do? What do you do to support yourself?
Right now I'm just doing getting as many comedy gigs as I can on the side. You just have to just trying to work to the greatest limit as I can with stand-up comedy. And
So
right now,
reading between the lines, you were a janitor at the Glory Hole.
no, I
Now,
used to work. I used to work
according
for
to
a
your,
pub.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
He likes to interrupt. He's an interrupter.
Now I'm just saying because you said you do a little comedy on the side. And I was thinking, according to your bio, you're a man of girth, and so when you do comedy on the side, do you stay there, or does somebody help you back up, or do you just roll over to the other side? How does that work out?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't
you see
think
why people want to kick the shit out of him.
said that.
No, your bio said you were a man of girth. It did.
No.
How do you know that's his bio, and I didn't
Is
just
that
go
what
to
you think
Wikipedia
with
and
my
take something?
stage name, the D-Man? Is that why you think that's why I came up with the name GD?
No. I never even cared, but I just assumed the D was short for Dan.
You know what? I could paste anybody's bio in there. He would read it and just accept it as. I should try.
Actually, I know I didn't get it from his bio. I actually got it from his material, but I didn't want to ruin his material for people who hadn't seen it.
Wow, look at you, courteous and all.
I know it won't happen again. It won't happen again. No, yeah. So Dan.
So before I got into comedy, I used to work for a sports podcast network. I used to do video editing, audio editing, and graphic designing for them.
Okay, now
and I'm still looking for work. If only the hiring rate was better. I feel like out of any other states, definitely New York is the worst with the hiring rate. So still
You
looking for
mean
full
hiring
time
him for
work.
regular employment or hiring for comedians?
Oh, a full time job, and
Oh, okay.
also and on the side, I'm just doing stand up comedy.
Have you
Now,
traveled? Have you traveled much to get that kind of feel, or are you just basing that off of like what you hear people saying? I don't know how true that is. I just don't know. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know. It just
No, I
do
just
you know?
know like all throughout the country, the hiring rate for jobs is very hard, but definitely with New York, I feel is definitely the more worse of with people finding jobs. If you guys agree.
I can't beat them off with a fucking stick. I mean, and I believe me, I try to beat them off with a
You got to
stick.
keep on applying. That's all you can do.
actually, Matt tries to beat him off with his hand and some oil, but
Right,
that's different.
baby oil.
So,
Let's not get into baby oil.
so
You want to go there?
Yeah, I prefer regular old KY jelly myself, but
yeah.
So
What does the K and
Dan,
Y stand for?
so Dan, after
Mhm.
yeah, Kentucky. So Dan, after you've gone through the comedy class, do you think you could identify other comedians by that style? If they attended that class, if they graduated from that class?
Yes, and also I would say so when I took Mike Egan and Richie Burns class, they compare my how I perform to Rodney Dangerfield, um, David Wright, and Jay London. If you have heard of them, that's what they compare my how I perform my stand up. And shout out to Mike Egan and Richie Burns.
Okay, well, I didn't get that, but I did like the fact that I think one of the better things that you do, well, anyway, because I watched your video, is you have this thing, a recurring thing, where you said it's not what you think unless you're thinking such and such.
Yeah,
You
I've
did,
learned it from them.
Why are you ruining his material?
but
You're
I
ruining
didn't.
it. You're
No,
ruining it. You're ruining it.
he put that on YouTube. Okay, I
All
didn't
right,
get
fine.
Yeah,
specific.
but
Okay.
fair
Now,
use.
yeah,
I was saying when I
use
heard that, but when I heard it, it sounded like something I'd heard before. You know, I was like, but I don't, but I don't know if any comedian does it like as part of their style. But it didn't sound like it was you speaking, and that's why I asked if you could have, if
yeah.
you.
My name isn't listed. Just trying to follow. So I see what you're saying. I learned that from Richie Byrne, but it seemed like it fit best with the flow of how you perform
Yeah,
your stand
yeah,
up.
yeah. That like I said, when you did it, that was probably some of the better stuff that you did. Um, or
When I performed previously.
one of the better devices that you used. Although there were a couple of places where I thought, at least in the video that I watched, it was like a 7-minute video. There were a couple of places where it seems like you were going to start saying it and you didn't finish.
Look
You know,
at
so I
TD all of a
didn't.
sudden appointing himself the Barry Katz of this program.
No, not quite. Because see, I'm actually
Everyone,
support. I'm actually. I'm no. I really, 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 really object to that.
I
How many
think
it
the
videos
wasn't
was
Barry
for
that?
like
Katz of
every
this program.
joke. It was only for a
You look
few
good.
jokes with of like it's not what you think. I wouldn't do that for every joke because you don't want to do
Right.
that
I
because
understand. Yeah.
it will throw off the the rhythm of your material when you
Yeah, but it
perform
makes
it.
you good. It did make a good. It made for a good callback.
TD
No,
thinks
of
you do
course,
too many
yes,
dick
callbacks,
jokes.
yes.
Yeah.
What did you say, Mind Dog?
GD thinks you do too many dick jokes because that's what Barry Katz would say.
No,
GD's
no.
trying to
See,
be Barry Katz.
no,
Except his nose isn't quite long enough to be Barry Katz. You got
no.
to work on the nose.
My bank account isn't quite big enough to be Barry Katz.
Okay. You know
So
who Barry
speaking
Katz is, Dan?
Huh?
You know
what
who
were we
Barry
saying,
Katz
Mind
is?
Dog?
Do you know who Barry Katz is?
No. Who is
All
he?
right, good for you. That's a plus in your column.
Okay, continue.
He's worked with a number
A number of
successful comedians.
Bobcat
Mhm.
Goldthwait, Dave Chappelle,
Oh,
lots
interesting.
of big people like that.
Wanda Sykes, I think. Wanda
Yeah,
Sykes.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, she's pretty
yeah.
funny.
He's got the
So
blueprint of comedy, comedy success. What is it?
The blueprint for success.
Something. Anyway, GD's part of it, and Barry likes to just say negative things about GD's act, like he tells too many dick jokes, which he doesn't tell any
yeah.
dick jokes because he's never seen a dick before, except
well,
Steven.
well, speaking about Dick, the reason why my stage name is the D-Man because I came up with the nickname D-Man back junior year of high school because my name is Dan. You had the hyphen and the M, D-Man. So I created my stage name back early last year in April, sort of fit great, the D-Man. So that's why
Right.
I'm called the D-Man as my stage name.
I would go with Big D Energy. Oh no, that's already taken. That's
Yeah,
already
I've heard of
taken.
that phrase
Yeah.
before. That's a good one.
Who's beeping? Is that Steven beeping? That
No,
motherfucking beeping motherfucker.
my phone is vibrating.
Oh,
I have it on.
Jesus
You could have
fucking
just said
Christ,
yeah.
dude! I'm not
You
even
could have
doing
just said
anything right now.
yeah. That's that fuck. You could have just said yeah. It's that fucking piece of shit loser button pusher fuckface Steven.
But that's that's not my style, man. I don't lie like that. I don't tell lies. If I make a mistake, I own up to it. My phone, some spam person was calling me.
Well, do me a favor. Next time, so just go with it and say yes. It's Steven's fault. Fuck Steven.
Nah, I couldn't do that.
I don't know
Steven.
why I hate Steven so much today.
I couldn't do
every
it,
day.
Steven.
Every
You know what? You know what, though, Matt? You know what? You're getting joy from it, and I accept that responsibility.
Well, it's because you push this stupid button. Oh, look! If you push
I didn't
that
push
stupid
any
button, now it's
buttons.
a
I don't know what you're talking. What are you talking about? Even that's
that.
probably
Look
left
at that.
over from Friday.
No, there was a show yesterday on the network. I don't know if you're
So,
familiar.
Dan, I noticed that. Look, so you've been doing comedy for a year, but you already have started your merchandising. You have a number of shirts that says the D-Man.
Oh,
Yeah.
that looks like Kinnison. Is that Kinnison?
Yeah. But
Why
my
is
question,
Kinnison on the D-Man?
right? But my question is,
That's my attire. So when I perform and I wear my hat, you gotta promote the D-Man and wear my shirt and I wear like slacks. So that's my attire when I black slacks. So that's how that's the attire I perform in.
All right, let's
Well,
keep
I
talking so we
understand
don't
that,
let
but-
GD ask any more questions. Just keep talking.
no, I understand that. What I'm saying is, like, for you have another comedian's face on your product.
Yeah, I have a few. I have Eddie Murphy when he was the Nutty Professor. I looked at so when I got into comedy, I always since the late '90s. So I'm next year I'll be 34. So yeah, when I was back in my elementary years, I always grew up and enjoyed watching comedy movies.
Yeah.
And looking up, I looked up to Adam Sandler, Chris Farley, John Candy, Eugene Levy. I enjoyed watching their movies growing up, and with getting into stand up, I look up to Ralphie May, Dave Chappelle, Rodney Dangerfield, and God bless them because yesterday was 33 years ago when Sam Kinison passed away. But God bless him. He was great, Sam Kinison.
My question is because I'm a firm believer that you should always be your own favorite comedian. You should you should like yourself best, and I don't see, like, I won't wear somebody else's. Look, I have a lot of comedians I look up to. I have a lot of comedians that have helped me along the way. But when I'm on stage, it's all about me, not them. Okay, I don't have their face on my chest.
I'm just like very creative. I'm just a
life is
very
all about
creative
him.
person.
Everything. Even when he's
I'm just
on
a
this
very
program,
creative person, GD.
it's not about you. It's about him.
No, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying he should.
GD.
Yeah, promote. I'm saying he should promote his brand.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed like in your videos, I noticed you like you have the videos with you. I'm going to say broken dancing because it really isn't break dancing.
You noticed something that he does so that you could talk about what you do. That's different.
I haven't
you made
done
it all about you. You made it all about you. It's always all about you. Your entire life, your entire existence.
Yes, I
all
did.
About you. All about you.
All the time. So, Dan, I was watching the video and I noticed you were like,
See, he was watching the video. So it's about him again. Him watching the video.
I'm sorry, Dan. I was not watching your video. Steven was watching the video, and Steven was saying that he noticed you were like, you're doing like acrobats and your little sword fighting. So we tell you're a creative. You like to, but my question is that do you see yourself wanting to do more video stuff?
Yeah, actually create funny, entertaining videos, and I have experience with acting, creating short films with my friends.
Okay. Now let's make that about me. Am I one of your friends that you want to put in your videos? No, I'm just teasing.
No, we don't allow black people in.
Yeah, I did as a hobby. I did as a hobby, and and it was fun.
Yeah, we got enough WAN tags.
Notice how he didn't deny that they don't allow black people in. He just kind of glazed
yeah,
over
yeah.
it. Like,
It's a one-off
anyway.
No, so
Yeah.
and
Anyway,
by the way,
yeah.
the brokerage is in Belmore, but Wandsworth close enough, right?
Yeah, the legendary brokerage.
Jackie, our friend Jackie will be in at the brokerage. When is it? June 6th? June
Which
6th.
Jackie is that? Do you know which Jackie we're talking about?
Is it
man?
Jackie Martling?
Jokeman.
Yeah.
The joke
Oh,
man.
look at Stephen got stuck.
When
Stephen
I
got
did-
stuck ducking and covering. You see that? He was stuck. Anyway, now did Richie Byrne or Rich Walker or Peter Bales or any of these people, Mike Keegan, did they throw you a bone and let you give you some stage time on their shows, or no? Once they're done with you, they got your check. That's it. We don't fucking know you anymore.
What was nice with when I took my last official comedy school with Richie Byrne and Mike Keegan, it was nice. I had a limited time, so I would say I met between that. I met her between that time, and also when I took Stand Up You with their show, with their show, it was like 6-7 minutes, and actually Jackie the Joke Man Martling, he actually performed on the graduation show as a guest.
Ah, well,
Yeah,
now that's
and there was a
surprising that
few other
he
guests
didn't tell us
there.
about that.
He didn't tell us about that. What a dick.
No, yeah, and this is something I've kind of tried to get him to do. I don't know. He would. I'm surprised he
It
didn't
just
tell me
came
that he
back to
actually
me.
did it.
I just remembered just a little bit ago.
Interesting.
And I've asked
Or maybe
other
that's
guest
it.
comedians.
Or maybe that's it. If Dan is just remembering, maybe Jackie doesn't remember at all.
That's absolutely a legitimate.
Next time we talk to him, we have to ask him. So, Jackie, why didn't you tell us about it? He'll do this. He'll go like,
Yeah. A big part of, and listen, don't file this under advice, just and file this under Boomer just talking and rambling, and it makes no sense. But a big part of it is like consistently knocking on doors, sending reminders. Hey, Richie, remember me? I went to your school and blah, blah, blah. Maybe have a few minutes on your next show, blah, 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 blah. Hey, Rich Walker, here you're doing a show at Governor or Aragona's or wherever. And remember me? I took your class. And maybe it kind of a big part of comedy is just like kissing ass and continuing reminding people that I'm in your clique. Remember me? You remember me, right? Are you doing that? Are you hustling like that? Like,
I'm working on it right now. That would be nice to get on the show if they're doing so. Yeah, I believe. I'm working on that with Mike Keegan. I might be having a show in a few weeks, having to do with shows that Mike Keegan's running. Yeah, Mike
get in touch with
Keegan's.
Mary Bourne.
Wait, what?
Mary Bourne, who's in England. I don't know. For some reason, she likes to promote New Jersey and Long Island comedians. But she's in England. But she takes a vested interest in promoting people.
Oh,
Anyway.
very nice and interesting to hear. And also, I know in stand-up, the more promoters you get, the more gigs you get, and that's like you said, Mind Dog. That's what you got to do. You got to keep on hustling.
It's very clicky. Now, what about Aragona's? Are you involved with? I don't even know the guy's name who runs Aragona's, but we got Willie on one of those Aragona shows. It was I'll never do that again. But
okay,
Aragona's. Are you in with them? Are you doing? And they're like pop up in restaurants and stuff, right? In restaurants.
No.
No.
Yeah. I don't know who it is, and I'm not doing anything with him.
He's affiliated with Tony Walker and Knock 'em Dead Comedy at Gov's, which follows this show. I forget.
Okay.
John, maybe John, Joe, something like that. But Aragona.
It's John
you said
Butera. John Butera.
Oh, actually, I had performed with a show that was offered by him, a show he was running. I performed for him on March 21st of last month. Yeah, it was a
Wow.
very nice. It was my first official show, and I performed great.
Wow. Very cool. Now, is this going to be a life for you? Are you planning? Are you planning on? Yeah, are you? I think you mentioned earlier you're 34. Are you planning to be doing this like when you're my age, 134? 134.
I'm just like seeing how it goes with in the and just
Family and
taking it
friends, what are
step
their reaction to
step
this?
by
Are
step.
they you out of your mind, or you're crazy? What's with you? Can't you just be a normal person and get a job at the post office like your cousin Vinny? No.
They actually find I perform pretty good, and they sure find it hysterical. And I'm sure before I came on the show, you have seen how I perform.
Do you get nervous when family
I know
and
you were
friends?
mentioning that, Steven. and GD.
Steven's looking at his dick. He's not even paying attention. He says, I love my
Well,
dick.
actually, Stephen heard the Pope died, and he's applying for the job.
Yeah, I heard about it. It's freaking crazy.
Well,
you know what? He's qualified in a certain weird kind of way. He is qualified for that position, and when I say position, I mean diddling young boys.
You mean FDAU, right? You know.
Oh, diddling young boy. Let's not get on Diddy. That if you heard what I was saying, let's not talk about Diddy. Getting what I was saying, like being Diddy.
Well, Diddy liked more adults. I apparently I just like kids. So
apparently he says as if that's like a thing.
Yeah.
That's the word on the street.
Yeah,
I heard
word
the
on the
court.
street.
You know how hard it is to explain to women I'm talking to when they find out I do this show and they tune in for 15 seconds. They're like, "Wait, you're a pedophile?" And I'm like,
yes.
"Let me explain."
Let me explain.
And by apparently, he means according to parents.
I'm not sure. Let me explain is the right way to go with that.
Well,
Because it sounds like you're going to explain your
transition?
pedophilia.
Well, I've always been a fan of. See, what had happened was that's.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've started a couple times with that too. It just depends on.
I think the proper way to respond to no fucking way. They're just fucking busting my ball. That's what you say. You don't.
That's pretty much the response. It's.
No, you just said let me explain. Then that's not the way to go.
It's let me explain. These guys are busting my chops. It's a running joke. It's
we'll just cut the let me explain out of it. And just go right to the denial.
Yeah, just go on.
I don't know. Part of me really kind of gets a kick out of the let me explain because they're like,
see, Stephen, I would just say to them, it's okay, you're safe.
No, here's the thing. Nobody tells you when you're in your 30s and you start dating again that everyone has kids. So all of them.
Yeah.
So Dan, what about you? You're married, you're single. What's your
I'm in a relationship, and so far I have no kids. So I don't know what the future will bring with that, but all you can do is just see how things go each day, step by step. Having to do with stuff.
Now, you say you don't have any kids. Are you for imprint certain?
No, I have.
They're
no
easy to
kids.
find. Most schools have them.
Oh, I see. So I'm just trying to follow what you're saying, GD. What do you mean by imprint?
No, for imprint certain. I mean, like you really know, like there's no chances that there are accidents, like a broken condom, a malfunctioning pill, a malfunctioning IUD.
I am 100% sure. I'm 100% sure. There's no kids that I around. I'm 100% certain.
Okay, so
man.
you're
I'm at like 80% myself.
So you're celibate then, or virgin? Because that's the only way.
No, I'm not virgin.
He said he's 100% certain.
Well,
I know people who use condoms 100% of the time who had them break and they had kids.
What do you mean break? I've never
always wear protection.
Well, here's the thing. Most people that GD knows are probably really well endowed, and they probably busted magnums.
We were dancers. It's a close knit community.
If they're dancers, yeah, they're rocking baloney.
Is that
they're
a
rocking
racial
baloney
epithet? You're thinking he knows only black dudes and all black dudes have huge cocks?
That's funny. I didn't think of it that way. I was thinking of it that
No,
most
I
of
was thinking
them are
dancers because he was an adult. He was a a male dancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a
You
stripper. So
believe that fucking lie?
Yeah.
God, you believe everything he says. Jesus,
no,
you're
it's
so
true.
stupid.
He was a dancer.
You're
I
so
would have bet
stupid for a
everyone he knows was
button-pushing
probably rocking a
cocksucking
balloon
coke
log.
thief pedophile home wrecker.
God.
I'm sorry.
My God.
I'm just saying, most
I'm
pedophile
guessing you're kidding,
cocksucker
Steven, that
joke
GD
thieves
used
that
to
I
be a
know
dancer.
are not that stupid.
No, GD was an
I'm just
actual stripper.
Really?
Yeah.
GD? You sure?
Oh,
I have
I've
the
seen
I have
proof.
I have the videos and the photographs to prove it.
Okay, I don't need to see that. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
apparently you
you
do.
sure? It's pretty
Apparently you
hot,
do.
man.
That sounds
If
like
it's
go that
anything
way.
like his lawn video that he
I'm-
showed before, believe me, it's just
I'm
a
straight.
table.
I don't go
Actually,
that way.
believe it or not, it's actually way better trimmed than his lawn. And he does this weird helicopter thing where he goes woo
Oh,
woo
my
woo
God.
woo,
Okay,
and it's
first of
really
all, I
fun.
don't.
Like
It's not
Ric Flair.
weird. It's not weird. It's not weird. Everybody does it.
I just
You're
want to
not
say
wrong.
to the
They just don't do the
intern,
sound effects. It's the here it comes.
I know you said. Oh my God.
I want to just say to the intern at WRCN, sorry. Sorry about that.
Not everybody does the chopper sounds.
Yeah.
Marine One is landing at the airport.
We've lost track. So Dan,
And now with Cocker Dave with the traffic.
Okay, my dog, continue.
Yeah.
And he's being brutally interrupted by GD and Steven.
Yeah, we're trying to get this train back on the track and rolling down.
like there was ever a track under this train.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue,
YouTube now. Is YouTube your main platform right now? You're going out doing open mics. What is your time in comedy? Where are you spending most of your time? Is it doing YouTube videos?
Yeah, open mics. Open mics are always good practice having to do with stand up. So doing open mics. And so where you can follow my comedy Instagram and my comedy YouTube channel is at all lowercase the D-Man Comedy.
There it is at youtube.com/at the D-Man Comedy. Now, it's in the description to make things easy for people. Now, how many minutes? How many minutes can you do? Can you do 20 minutes? Can you do how?
The most I have did is 8, but I would like to try to build up to 10 because it takes a long time to build up to like 20, 25 minutes. Like, damn, like watching Dave Chappelle, like on Netflix when he does his specials at times, he could go an hour. It's just, it takes a lot of years to get up there.
Carlin did a new hour every year for 21 years. An hour.
I heard George Carlin was great.
I think Christopher Titus did a new 90-minute set a year, at least for 9 years that I know of.
Oh, wow. Long time.
Oh, yeah? Well, Harvey Wallbanger, good comedian back in the old days, did a 7-hour set every 20 minutes.
Wow.
Oh, yeah? Well, I see your tall tale, and I'll raise you a whopper.
Now, let's talk about Rich Walker. Rich is a great guy. I've known him for a long time.
Of course.
But
yeah.
I've worked with him on some stuff, and he is meticulous. I'm just wondering, as a teacher, is he as crazy as detail-oriented, like picking apart stuff, to that beat should last a quarter of a second longer type of guy? When you worked with him, was he that meticulous, and did you appreciate that kind of detail in his teaching?
Yeah. So with Rich Walker and Peter Bales, when I took their school, they really go into depth, and Rich Walker's very good at what he does. As a teacher.
Yeah, he's very good at what he does. But for me, and I know he's great, and I appreciate all that stuff. But for me, when I first started working with him, like, man, this guy is just like anal retentive over these like tiny quarter of a second longer on the beat type of stuff. Like, wow, it's really, for me, it was really frustrating to get to understand
Yeah, I
where
got
one
a
basically.
I see. No, I feel you. So I would say, yeah, I guess so you're saying he can be really anal with going over with stuff with stand up. I would say he goes over of the help out with students to get to the best he tries to help them be the best they can be in stand up. So that's how I would explain.
Steve, I noticed you were vaping while Dan was answering
If
that.
I'm not vaping, I'm raping.
Really?
Yeah,
Um,
I'm just trying to
I
stay.
I got a funny story actually when I took Rich Walker Peter Bell's class, and I thought this joke would never get past. So I'll actually do a quick joke actually. So this is so the joke is I came in last place in my fantasy football league, but I still got an award.
For
You're
for the
laughing.
people on the
Wait till you
radio.
see my cornhole trophy.
Oh,
That's actually my
people
closer when I perform.
people on the radio, we were actually seeing Steven's pet rock, pet cock rock. Because I don't know if you know this about
So
Steven, but he's
that's
a
my
cock
closer
sucking
when I do an
motherfucking
improv.
button pushing fucking
Except for when you
shithole.
did unless because you didn't the one I saw, you didn't have that on stage with you. You didn't have the trophy on stage with you.
Yeah, there's a backstory to that. Yeah, I'll get into it. So continue.
Is that functional? Is that statue functional? I mean, their
No,
trophy
no.
something.
It's
I think
stored
it is.
away and it's like enshrined, stored away like the Lombardi trophy.
It looked like it would be good for deep knee bends. I'm just,
No, years ago, like about 8, 9 years ago, I used to be in a fantasy football league. So since I'm very creative, I helped them create a last place trophy called the Shaft of Glory. But the league broke up, and the person that had the trophy like gave it to me that came in last place back then, and so I was going to actually create it. I was so having to do with another league I was starting with a friend. I was going to create it, but what sucks was they couldn't remove the top piece, the trophy store.
Couldn't or wouldn't? Nobody to touch
They
it.
couldn't.
Like,
No, they couldn't like remove it to change it to something else. Like I think back then, so when I started up about 6 years ago, the new league with my friend, I think it was going to be a championship trophy, but yeah, they couldn't like change. Yeah, basically trophy stores they can't change like top pieces with trophies when it's made. They can't change it. So at least it comes in handy with my stand up.
I don't understand. You mean can't like legally do it? Or because
No.
I have a number of
No, it's
trophies
not
from
legally.
basketball.
With say again.
I have a number of photos. Not, so I'm sorry. I have a number of trophies from my athletic days, and every last one of those trophies, if you go to the bottom, there's like a bolt. You can actually take the top off of those trophies and put something else in there. So you can change the sport. I can change it. From they can change it from baseball to football to basketball, or.
And what was crazy was when that league I used to be in about like I think it was about like 7, 8 years ago or 8, 9 years ago. I called about like like 10 to like about 15 trophy stores if they could create that trophy, that last place trophy, and I they wouldn't be able to do it, and I can't believe I found a trophy a store that I was able to. He got a kick out of it.
Wow. Steven, are you falling asleep? What's going on there?
Oh.
What are you doing? You're doing what is
I'm
that?
re-
Your vibrator buzzing? Oh yeah.
No,
And,
I'm
and
responding to a
interesting-
viewer.
Which
And
viewer would
interesting-
that be? Al or Head?
Ed.
Yeah.
So interesting you were saying that, GD, about trophies, but yeah, with this they can't take off that piece.
He's got a thing for. You showed your little cock trophy there, or actually big fat cock trophy. But he's got a thing for big.
I
fat
don't do
cock.
anything with it. It's stored away, like grind
He does-
away, like the Lombardi trophy.
Sounds like you're missing out on a golden opportunity to feel good. That's what I'm saying.
No. I don't. I just use it as a prop with my stand up. It works
If GD
great.
didn't have that green screen behind
Now I
him
have
right
use
now,
for it.
showing him and his wife, you would see his shelf full of dildos and.
Actually, if the green screen wasn't behind me, you still wouldn't see the dildos because they're over there. They're over there. They're not back
Really?
there. Yeah, the only thing back. Oh, there's one dildo back there, but it's in a box.
Yeah, what is that background anyway? Behind you.
Oh.
Is that you? When
Yeah,
you're like younger.
my wife and today's our anniversary. Today's our wedding anniversary. So I just.
Congratulations!
He's the blonde in that picture. He's married some black.
I'm the blonde.
Yeah,
my wife is the one with the starter dreads.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, weirdly enough, this is a picture of JD Vance and the Pope's anniversary.
Yeah, I heard.
I thought it was Stephen was reminiscing about. Who
I
taught
wonder
him how
who
to
the next
giggle.
Pope is going to be.
I was cucking in the corner while him and JD got it on. He was Catholicking his
Cucking in
balls.
the corner. Cucking in a boomer corner, actually, and he's not even a boomer.
Well, I think the Pope might be.
Is he a greatest generation?
All right, so Dan, we need you to hustle. We need you to get. We want you to be ready to open for like Dave Chappelle by June. We need you to hustle. Get out there and do some shows. Do some open mics. Get up there. Promote. Are you hustling? Are you hustling the show? I mean, how often
Working
are you
my
getting out?
hardest.
Which
Working
means
my
what?
hardest, getting out there, getting gigs, and that's all I could do. I don't know if I'll
how
get
often?
to MSG
How often
yet,
are you out
but
there
that'd be
working?
great. Like every day as hard as possible. That's all you can do to get gigs.
Yeah. Well, you got to create opportunities for yourself, right? I think this is what This is how people get into producing shows because nobody's calling them. But you know, for me, and listen, I'm old. I'm ready to lay down and die. But I'm still like trying to. Think
We're all ready for you to lay down and die, but that's okay. Go ahead.
You know,
What
I
if
bet
die
if you
standing up.
I bet if you borrowed the D-Man's trophy, ran really fast, and jumped onto it really hard, might take you out.
Yeah,
I think Matt is tougher than that. I think Matt is tougher than that.
We might have to borrow some of Diddy's lube for that.
I want guarantees, though. I don't want to if, maybe. I want guarantees because there's nothing worse than trying to do yourself in and failing.
I guarantee you, it wouldn't kill you. You probably will wind up with a very interesting story at the emergency room, but
one in a million shot, Doc. 1 in a million.
Yeah, so the joke topics I do is dark humor, celebrities, family, and sports. So that's what. So those are my joke topics I do with when I perform of the material I do. And also, I'm not like an Andrew Dice Clay. I would not perform like the same jokes that he'd been doing close to probably about like 35 years. So, you know, with joke. So I'm currently in the process coming up with new jokes, and I still got to figure them out. And maybe in about a few weeks, I should be doing my next show. So right now, I'm just in coming up with new jokes right now. Yeah, it's just you got to change it up with your material.
Yeah. New York City. Have you been? Have you done anything in New York City? Because there's opportunity.
Not yet.
That's far from Wantagh, New York.
Not yet, but it would be nice to perform in the city. Right now, it's just been Long Island.
It's a train ride, man. Get in there. This is how Seinfeld. I mean, Seinfeld, as you know, is from Massapequa, which is close to Wantagh.
Yeah.
But I mean, just getting into the city every night and getting some stage time.
No,
I mean,
definitely. Yeah, because I heard a lot of comedians got discovered in the city. No, of course, so it'd be nice to perform in the city. But I'm sure I'll get out there. I just gotta
clock is
keep on
ticking.
grinding.
You and Steven are the same age, by the way. Do you know that, or does he look
Small
like?
world.
Yeah. So
I guess with me and him, we could pass like in our mid-20s, but
Did-
I know. So interesting, small world that we're like same age.
did you ever get approached by a pedophile in a wheelchair before?
No.
Today?
He's clearly too old.
Oh, it's too old for you. Yeah, I know. That's for people half.
Thank God I haven't.
Yeah. Yeah, Long Island, you know Long Island. It's pretty much I know there are bars that are doing comedy shows now and that kind of stuff, but there's not as much opportunity. In New York City is where it's at. And if I
Of
were you, I'd
course,
just move.
yes.
I just leave my family behind in Wantagh
Mhm.
and just move to New York City and Brooklyn. Brooklyn is where it's happening. It's all happening in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Right,
I hear
GD?
there's a lot more comedy clubs in the city than Long Island.
Do it. I just abandoned my family. Totally worth it.
Yeah, no.
I
when
abandoned
he
my
says abandoned,
skin
he means thrown out. They kicked him out.
I mean, tomato, tomato, whatever.
Oh, sorry to
I'm
hear that,
sorry.
Steven.
No, don't be sorry.
Don't be sorry.
Good for
Everybody's
them.
better- Everybody's
Okay,
better
I
off.
will not feel bad. Okay.
Yeah,
First of
We've
all,
moved on,
not
buddy.
Not only is he a kitty diddling, joke thieving homewrecker, but he sits way too close to the fucking
Okay, look, hold on. My boom mic can only go so far, and I only have my
That's
cords only
fine.
go
That's
so
better
far.
than looking straight up your big fat nose.
We can see a better view of the background.
One of these days, I'm going to be a nice guy, but not today.
Why is it that your boom only goes so far? I don't understand.
Yeah,
I'm actually more restricted by my cord length than anything. But
it's the length. Well, I don't have a problem with length. Mine is like really long.
Length? Oh my
Yeah.
god, we go there again. Okay.
No, I'm just saying. Mine.
I can sit all the way back here. I could actually go back like 20 feet with this thing, which nobody would be able to see me, which would be good.
No, it's very nice hookup. Mind Dog and GD.
Well, we do appreciate your time here, Dan. Hopefully, we'll be seeing you around. Yeah, let us know when you're performing somewhere, and I'll come
definitely.
see you. GD will drive from Maryland to come to Wantagh or Belmore to see you.
Okay, very nice to hear. Yeah,
not unless I'm performing.
Let you guys know.
Yeah, if I'm not performing, I'm not driving that far.
Okay, maybe could use a token black guy on one of your shows, maybe.
You saw what he did last time. You asked him about no blacks on his, and
I don't remember. Was that on this show today?
Yeah. You said that, yeah, and he didn't deny it. He didn't deny that there are no blacks used in his videos.
All right.
And they weren't allowed. He didn't deny. He just went on and he didn't deny it.
Steven's putting his head back like he's fucking sucking off an 8-year-old.
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? No, I don't do that.
Oh man,
I didn't know that was the head position you needed for that match.
I don't feel like that'd be right either, but okay.
So man, how long have you been an aficionado of head positions? And
yeah, because I've never even considered it. So
yeah.
Well, I just want to apologize to if any of the kids who are traumatized by Steven's pedophilia. If I'm bringing back any trauma, I apologize for that. We didn't mean to bring back these bad memories, but I can't. I tried to get him off the show. I don't know. He keeps finding his way back.
Because he still has his credentials.
Yeah, and Mind Dog, if you ever want me to come back on the show, let me know. Definitely,
absolutely. Before your next, let me know when your performance in place, and we'll have you back on to promote that and get some people to come see you.
Sounds good, and I appreciate you having me come on. Thank you, Mind Dog. Very nice meeting you, GD and Steven.
No, it's not. Come on, now you're lying. you when you were saying nice things about me, that's fine. But these two guys don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I know they like to really mess around with you to the limit.
Especially Steven, knowing his past and what he does and all. But okay. Thanks for being here, Dan. And we do wish you luck and good luck with your comedy
thank
career,
you.
man. Thanks for stopping by.
I wish you luck
appreciate
as
it.
long as you don't do better than me.
No, do
I'm
better
fine.
than anybody.
No,
You're already doing better than him just by breathing.
true.
All
That's
right.
true.
Thanks for being here. Have a great day. Bye for now.
Uh,
The D-Man.
and you
With,
cut him off. But is this a
that's what I
deliberate
do.
thing?
That's what I do. I cut
Matt,
him off like you
what you
cut off
should
your
do is let them
fucking.
say goodbye first. That way you can cut them off after you said your goodbyes.
Oh.
Because everybody goes like, thank you. You said thank you. You have that, and they almost always are obligated to say, well, thank you for letting me on the show. And they'll be like, that.
Get out.
That guy
Or
had,
as I often like to say, get off my phone. And even if you're not on my phone, I say, get off my phone. I say that to people just walking past me. They don't have any fucking clue what I'm talking about. What that stranger just say to you? He said, get off my phone for some reason. Yeah.
And have
well,
you ever been in the store and heard somebody over? You know, how people talk too loud on their phone. They're in line. They're right in
Yep.
front of you. Have you ever like interceded yourself in their conversations?
yeah.
Just to,
I
do that.
basically I like to make believe I'm the person on the other end of the line.
Yep.
Talk to them.
I will purposely start answering their questions out loud
Yeah.
and just waiting for them to respond back to me. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do that too.
One of the many reasons
Yeah.
people hate taking me to the store with them.
I thought it was because well, you would think with your park access to parking, everybody would love to take you to the store with
The
them.
parking is the main reason I get invited, but I also make shopping fun. I like to fuck around in the store. So
Now you also, because you don't really need your permit to park in those places. Apparently, you park any fucking where you want anyway, and then you just like to say to the judge, "I'm sorry, I really do have a handicap tag. I just forgot."
no, actually, all I had to do was call the district attorney, of Long Island, and be like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, got a
It
ticket.
fell
I was
off.
visiting. I
Well,
got
first of
this
all,
is who they told me to contact." So
there's no district attorney of Long Island. It's by county, and there's 4 counties on Long Island: Brooklyn,
it's
Queens,
whatever county.
Kings, Queens, Nassau, and Suffolk. And
You think it'll be King, Queens, Jackson, 10s, but
I think
okay.
it was
big.
I think it was Nassau. Maybe. No.
Yeah, I'm not in Nassau. I'm in Suffolk. Where you performed it at Governor's. That's Nassau County.
That's where I got
I'm
the
in Suffolk.
ticket.
Yeah, that's where I got the ticket.
Oh, you got a ticket.
Yeah, we've only talked about it 40 times on the show.
I
Man.
don't even remember hearing about it. But the Suffolk DA is in prison.
The Suffolk
Well,
DA?
they must have replaced him by now. But he's in prison for being in cahoots with that serial killer guy, Rex Heuermann,
Wow.
and Rudy Giuliani's sex party orgy freak.
It was it was a process. Like I called the number on the ticket, and they were like, "Okay, well, let me connect you to this person." They got me all the way up to like somebody with chief in the title, and then he was like, "Well, for this just to be released completely, you need to talk to the district attorney's office. Here's the number." Called that number, talked to somebody who then connected me to the assistant to the district attorney, and that's where I was given an email address to send my ticket, my parking placard, and my driver's license, and they were able to clear it.
Now, was that the chief of the Okeechobee tribe? You said it was just some chief.
Okeechobee's Florida.
Okay.
Where the fuck? The Shinnecox and Poospatucks.
Yeah.
That's where
I thought it was an Uncle Chubby. The Uncle Chubby.
Uncle Chubby.
No, the Uncle. There is an Uncle Chuck E. Cheese. The Uncle Chuck E. Yeah.
Yucca Chuckas.
Yeah, I don't know why. Why not name it the Uncle Chuck E. Cheese dispensary? Or whatever. But it's a good thing you didn't have to go to court on Long Island, because I went to court in Nassau County for a traffic ticket and almost went to jail for 10 years.
I just played the crippled card, and I was like, "Look, it's impossible for me to come back. It's hard for me to travel." Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, so it was fine. They cleared it out. No big deal.
I have one of those. I have a cripple card.
Well, kind of.
How do you get one of those? Do you have to be crippled to get one of those? No, you know.
Yes.
Oh, I could take that YouTube thing out of there, right? That's Dan. Go see Dan. GD has already consumed all his content, right? Yeah,
all 3 pieces. Yeah,
I'm good.
Actually, he has like 4 or 5. He has a number of videos on there.
I'm good. Do you think when he said he does dark humor, he meant black jokes?
No, because there's no blacks allowed in this video, so I don't think that's the case.
It's Long Island, as you guys pointed out. We don't allow black people on Long Island.
And I didn't hear anything dark in any of his material. I mean, that's what he likes, and he just didn't do it on the video, or just didn't get to see those videos.
Wantag or Wantor, as he likes to call it. That's actually an Indian name too. I don't think it's. They're from the Montaukett tribe. Montaukett. Look at Stephen making believe he's coughing.
They actually used his mute button. Wow.
He didn't. He was just.
No, I do. I have a mute button right here on my microphone. It's on the microphone itself.
Oh, when you use that, it doesn't mute on the network, on the thing. You don't see it.
All right.
No, mute on my end on my mixer.
I'm sorry. These rude motherfuckers. They're just rude motherfuckers. They just talk when they should be listening.
Isn't that a song? There's a rude motherfucker. There's a rude motherfucker. There's a rude motherfucker.
That would be a good sample to just kind of just.
Oh, we want the funk with a rude motherfucker. Give up the funk. Oh, we need the funk.
Rude motherfuckers.
Have that funk.
This is where Ron would come in handy playing his dopey little sound effects.
Ow.
Yeah.
What now?
I don't remember. So tomorrow, who's on the program tomorrow?
No, I know the calendar is full, but I didn't look to see who it was on it.
Tomorrow we have a cyberpunk author back on the cyberpunk.
Another one?
Another one.
Same one or a different one?
This is a different one. This is going to be a little. Well, we have her cyberpunk author, and then a doctor in the second.
Dr. Punk.
Both of them are talking about. Well, her cyberpunk thing is about a world where there's no love, compassion, or kindness, and the doctor is going to talk about how.
Okay. So you're talking about the Trump administration.
Well, he's talking about the doctor is also going to be talking about lack of empathy and all these kind of things within the medical profession. So the theme of the day is
apathy.
Yeah, lapathy of empathy. But here's a challenge, and hopefully Stephen won't be here for this to bust my balls. The cyberpunk author.
I will be here. Oh,
hot woman, pretty
woman.
young.
Oh God! See,
you're gonna have to.
And she has an accent, Stephen.
Gonna have to put me in bondage and.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. We have to worry about Matt for sure. But if she has an accent, GD, you might have to keep us both on a leash.
No,
because
I don't think she has an accent. Well, maybe she has an accent, but it's not like a foreign accent. It's like an American.
Okay, but if it's a New York or a Southern accent, let's go. That's just as good.
I think she has a Valley Girl accent.
What if it's
that's
how my ex-wife sounded, you son of a bitch. I hate that sound now.
How could your ex-wife have a Valley? She's not from LA or
no, dude, I don't understand. Look, when I met my ex-wife, I thought she was catfishing me. She sounds like a 24-year-old little girl, like blonde girl, and no, it's gross. It's not. The voice never matched. It was weird.
The little girl thing is what attracted him to her.
Yeah, he's like.
Hey, I'm just repeating what I just heard you say. Is all.
Roll the tape.
Your Honor, I would like to read back the testimony.
If it pleases the court, no, but what would please the court?
So what am I going to do with this day? Do you have any suggestions what I should do with this day? It's too cold to go busking today. It's probably for the next week. What do we got here? Weather.
A real busker goes out anyway.
52 degrees here. Now that's not warm enough for busking.
It
is if you're not scared of the cold.
Tomorrow we'll get up to 66.
If you're in Alaska, you'd say, man, that's hot. If you're in Alaska, you'd be like 50. That's hot.
Every day where it gets warm, it's rainy. The rain brings the warm. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 60 degrees here, but it's gross out right now.
I don't know what it is. I just know that
Your table's blowing over. Your cat house is getting knocked over by wind.
Around the corner, something's gonna happen. Dun, 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 dun.
What the fuck?
What's that story?
Oh.
Down a block on the beach. Yeah.
Steven, did you ever see West Side Story? No. You know what it's about? It's about a story on the West Side.
Something good. Yeah.
Sharks and something else.
They've all been deported. They've all been the Sharks and the Jets.
Yeah, they couldn't make West Side Story now because they had to shoot it in El Salvador. West Side Story shot live on location in El Salvador. What's that, Matt? I don't know. I thought you were gonna say something like
we were all waiting for something.
Yeah, waiting for him to say something.
I froze. I'm froze up.
You did a Mitch McConnell.
I guess we should end this fucking.
They called him Mitch Napo.
I thought this would be the start to a new week, a new life, a new thing. Trying to impress somebody. And this was not the day to try to impress somebody because this is not an impressive show. First of all, we got Mr. Button Pusher over there fucking everything up from the get-go.
I think if you were trying to impress people, you actually did it with the creative ways that you used the words cocksucker and motherfucker seamlessly.
A lot.
Yeah, seamlessly.
What is that picture back there? Can you tell what that picture is? Can't even tell what that is back there.
I thought it was like the lines and the pyramids thing. With the coffee and the dog thing.
Nope. Anyway.
No pyramids, just lines. Okay.
Yeah. So see, the thing is, I'm chomping at the bit to try not to talk about things that I want to talk about.
Okay. Then go ahead and not talk about them.
I'm not talking about it. Did you notice how I'm not talking about what I wanted to talk about?
I noticed that you were not talking.
Well, if you are gonna talk about it, I have a hard out at 11:30. So
get out. Oh.
That's wasted. That is wasted hard. You don't.
Well, I don't think you're saying it right. It's hard on, not hard out.
Yeah.
I have to go to work. So
if you're taking it out while it's still hard, then you're wasting effort. You're wasting.
You're not wrong, GD. You're right. I'm not even gonna argue with you.
100%. You don't take it out until it's like a wet handkerchief or a wet noodle or.
I'll keep that in mind.
This is like a Boston Wood airplane that's been sitting in the rain too long.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll need that advice soon, I'm sure. So I'll keep it in mind.
I know a Balsa Wood airplane that's been sitting in the rain too long.
Oh no, I know exactly what he means. It's like
you do.
Yeah, like hold on, that's not even.
For the people on the radio, Steven just whipped out his dick and just showed us all. And
how flat it is.
I'm white. What can you expect?
Balsa Wood airplane that left out in the rain too long. You guys come up with some obscure references. I've never done half that. I guess I've lived in an inexperienced life. I got to get myself a Balsa Wood airplane.
You never had a Boston Wood airplane?
I never took it out in the rain or even no.
You never see.
I mean, those little
yeah. Because sometimes they get you fly them and they fly so well they get stuck on the roof and you can't get it down, and you have to wait for like a strong wind to bring it back, and then by then it rained 2 or 3 times.
We would throw them off the roof and they'd get stuck in the trees.
Oh, now we had the gliders and the propeller ones. The propellers with my favorite were the propellers. Yeah, with the rubber bands and the wheels.
Yeah,
but you had to have like 50 cents to get those. But you can get like a regular one for like just the gliders for like 10 cents.
Those were like $3 when I was a kid, but I mean, I see what you're saying. There's like 100 years difference though, so that makes sense.
Yeah. Back when the Boston woods were like growing, the trees were like growing in everybody's neighborhood. But now they've been hunted to extinction. It's just like the Naugahydes. The Nargis used
Ooh.
to run around. The Nargis
What
used to run
hides?
rampant. Naga hides. The
Oh.
Nargis used to run rampant in the neighborhood, but they were hunted to extinction for their hides. That's why that is why there's no more Naga hide out there.
That
I
makes
can't
sense.
imagine why anybody would listen to this program for more than 10 seconds and not break their computer.
Because of the science. We break down the science.
Yeah.
And we're number 2 in science, man.
Yeah, we're like Bill Nye, but sexier.
I don't know. We got to look at the Good Pod rating and see if we're still up there in physics, because we haven't had a physics guy on.
We just did physics. We talked about the Baltimore airplanes and the aerodynamics.
That's not physics. That's
aeronautics. That's
aerodynamics is physics.
Aerodynamics.
That's psychology and
aerodynamics is physics.
Yeah. See, look at that. Look at that. We're breaking it down right now.
I want to apologize to anybody who thought they were tuning into a good program. Tomorrow we will have a hot chick on here. So.
Yes.
That'll be me with a wig.
Wait,
I'll be wearing the blonde wig I put on the sex doll for sure.
You know what's crazy is you could actually, if whenever GD passes away, we'll be able to tell how old he is based on the length of his dreads.
No, you won't.
No, you
because
get him.
I trim them. Otherwise, otherwise it'd be down past my ass. It'd be down to my knees by now. No, I don't want that.
Oh
no, I don't want that. It's. See, you wouldn't know about this, but sometimes you wouldn't know about this, but occasionally you do things that aren't normal behavior, and your hair gets in the way. Okay, so let's pretend this is a peace sign, okay, and you're cleaning a peace sign by with your tongue, okay. Your hair could get in the middle of the peace sign like this. See, and then you're you can't, now you're cleaning your hair instead of the peace sign. And the peace sign it's great for flossing the peace sign. Don't get me wrong. You can floss the peace sign, and that'll get all your chunks out there. So, but it's, at any rate, that's why you don't want the hair to be too long.
I guess I'm responsible for this mess. But,
and also, if you're standing up against a wall and it's too long, it can actually get caught in there, and then you're like doing this, and then your head is going like this too, because it's stuck and it's going in and out like that because the hair is too long. So that's why you don't want it longer than your nipples. Although mine is longer than my nipples. I mean, not longer than the nipple. Well, it's longer than my nipples.
What do you mean longer than the nipples? I mean the nipples.
It's lower than the nipples. Yeah, it's lower than my nipples and longer.
Nipples that grow out like 18 inches off your damn breast women.
Both statements are true. It is longer and it hangs lower than. Yeah, it's past, right. Ideally, I shouldn't do it past my nipples, because when I play bass, when it gets too long, or guitar, it gets caught in the strings as well.
Okay.
Yeah, it's hard to be a musician and have long dreads.
If you were trying to reach the suicide hotline, I'm sorry, we have to put you on hold.
Well, that's due to Doge. That has nothing to do with us.
Right.
Yeah, that's a Doge cutback.
Yeah, those are Doge cutbacks. That's what happened to the Pope. His healthcare, his doctors are like, we'd like to treat you, but your funding has been cut.
That's why JD Vance went to visit. He was like, hey, listen, we just want to let you know your health care is no longer covered.
And
then he died.
Right. Vance is like, the Pope is like, JD Vance, so why you are here? And Vance is like, ordinarily, we would just send a letter or an email, but I thought, your papalness, that we should tell you in advance, in person, that we're cutting the funding to your health care, and you have about 2 days left to live.
All right. So tomorrow is Earth Day. For those of you on Mars,
my cat's birthday. Tomorrow's my cat's birthday, Earth Day.
All right. Well, Earth Day moves around. It's not like always the same day every year, right? It kind of
now it is.
The third Tuesday of April or something.
No, it's the 22nd now. It used to be a moving holiday.
So it was 420 a couple of times.
420 blazing.
It used to be. Now they just made it. the 22nd.
All right. How did they pick that date and why?
Because I think that was actually the first Earth Day was on the 22nd, and then he just said, "Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's just do it." I did a whole story about Earth Day, and I can't remember now.
All right. Well, tomorrow, Jordan S. Keller, who is a cyberpunk author,
with an accent,
and Dr. Stephen Drabeck will be with us, and then we're back to comedy almost the rest of the week. The next 3 days after that are comedy people. Big Rich Brock on Wednesday.
Okay. I thought that was Big Rich out of Cleveland.
T. Shane Johnson and Austin Arbogast on Thursday. Big names, right? It's like these are the biggest names in comedy. And then on Friday, two dudes who can't follow instructions. They leave me no information about them. I'm assuming.
Then I wouldn't have them on. Fuck them.
Fuck them. That's Steven's job, not my job.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to appropriate.
Or we could just bring them on and teach them a lesson.
Chris Fritz, who is, if I Google the name Chris Fritz, like
That's
19.
Fritz the cat. Yeah,
I got Fritz the cat came up in the Googles, definitely. But there's too many Chris Fritz out there. And then Isaac Ignacio Bennett. You would think there's only one.
There'd only be one. You would think only one, but Ignacio is a common
fucking hundreds of them. Google pages of Isaac Ignacio Bennett's coming up all over the place.
And so was it last week? I was just cutting my grass, and I had like 20% of I had about half an hour left in my yard to cut.
Is cutting your grass a euphemism for blowing Steven?
No, this is literally, I was using my tractor mower to cut the grass. It takes about 2.5 hours to do it. 2 hours in, my tractor mower just up and died. And I've been troubleshooting it.
For blowing Steven.
Unless Steven takes a carburetor solenoid to get off.
Steven,
no. Because it starts if I put starter fluid like right in the spark plug hole. Now that sounds more sexual. But if you put the starting fluid right in the carburetor hole, then it starts. American. But it doesn't keep running.
Okay. That seems like a good place to end it all, and I don't mean the show.
So I guess we should just tell them all to turn on the radio.
Finish inside me. Finish inside me.
I'm coming for you!
Walk around nappy
to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me, listen to me, listen to me now. Listen to me.